All right. Good afternoon, evening, everybody. Wanted to get on and do a little bit of a stream for the Texas, Louisiana. Oh, I'm hearing myself here in the background. Texas, Louisiana threat for tornadoes tonight. Kind of been going on all day. Been monitoring it. So we have 4 current tornado warnings out there right now. And we'll jump into those here in a second. But appreciate everybody jumping on. Gonna be hopefully a little bit more lax stream than it was Friday afternoon is the plan here. So, but definitely some pretty crazy tornadoes happening right now in the middle southern part of Texas. So we'll go ahead and get into those. And thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the moderators being here. I really appreciate Kay, Andrew. Thank you for being here. Hey, April and Hetty. Good to see you guys as well. And so we currently have the 4 tornadoes happening right now. I'll go ahead and run through those real fast for you guys. But Bell, Texas is the first one we've got here. And that one expires here at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see which one that's going to be. That one just expired there in Texas. You saw me hover over that and it went off the screen there. So that one's expired now. But the Bell, Texas one is down here in the south. That one expires here at the top of the hour. So 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Over here to the right, we have this tornado that's tornado warning storm that's going to be remaining in effect. Probably here for another 2 minutes is that tornado warning. That one's been on the ground for a little bit there. A little bit of a long track tornado. It had some tight rotation. It was confirmed earlier by a tornado chaser on the ground. And then our threat is going to continue eastward tonight into the Shreveport area, Louisiana area. We have a new tornado watch that went into effect about 20 minutes ago. That goes in, stays into effect until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that tornado warning there is going to be for the counties of Caddo in Louisiana. Headed into the Shreveport area. I want to look at that one because it's getting into a populated area here. So let's take a look at that one. I'm going to jump into this radar over here in Shreveport. But a little bit more of a relaxed stream tonight, so I'll be able to answer a lot of questions and kind of just chat with everybody. Kind of just have some fun tonight a little bit. We don't want to make light of the situation happening, of course, as there's a lot of serious stuff going on as well. But just definitely more of a lax stream compared to Friday that we had. So let's see here. That radar is right underneath that warning, so it doesn't want to pop up there for me. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the one going into Shreveport. Looks like they shrunk the polygon down quite a bit on that one. We'll see if they reissue anything. We're so close to the radar. Not seeing a whole ton there, especially with that last update. But I think when I was watching it earlier, it was just a brief spin up on that bow echo, which usually means straight line winds, but you can get a brief tornadic spin up on those on that line happening every once in a while. So it looks like that spin up hopefully will stay down, and we're definitely dealing with some damaging winds there with that bow echo. That's going to be 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. We're seeing a lot of hail threat with this. I was watching a chaser earlier, Jaden, on YouTube there, and went through a hail core pretty big, so that was pretty interesting there. And I think it was Middle Texas where he was at from that, just to the west of the Dallas area. So definitely seeing some hail with these storms as well. We can go ahead and take a look at the hail. We're so close to the radar there that we're not going to be able to see too far up into the atmosphere with our hail analysis, but definitely says, let's see, it says penny-size hail, quarter-size hail with that one. So getting into the Shreveport area, hopefully everything's good. They let that severe thunderstorm warning expire there for that storm, so that's a good sign as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that one there in the Shreveport area, since it's going to that populated area. Definitely a concerning place for any type of tornado when you have that type of population there in the area. But you can see the hail core down there just to the south of there. That one's considered a destructive severe thunderstorm. That's by the National Weather Service, and that's going to have, let's see, radar indicated baseball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So that's not confirmed, that's just what the radar's saying is baseball size hail with that. On my radar here it says 1.7 inches. That's a little smaller than the baseball size hail, but they have different ways of measuring that there in the National Weather Service. So that's their terms as a destructive severe thunderstorm for that storm there to the south on the Texas-Louisiana border. So definitely crazy hail sizes. We have some reports of hail from those systems right there. A broadcast media reported estimated 2-inch hail about an hour ago, it looks like, maybe about 2 hours ago. They're relayed via email. I'm not sure how people relay it via email, but that's cool. They still do it. In Gregg, Texas, you see the reports of hail there, 1 inch. That one's measured 1 inch. That's good. Measured 1.5 inch. That's pretty big. Estimated 1.75 inch and estimated 1.75 inch. So what they can do when they call these reports in, they can say it's either estimated or measured. And then if they measure it, they actually go out and measure it with a measuring tape. Otherwise, they estimate the size. So when you get a measured report of 1.5 inches, that's confirmation. That's pretty big size hail with these storms. So definitely seeing a lot of updraft in these storms. It does look like they let the thunderstorm down to the south there expire, which is good. It was on the ground for a little while there, and it went for quite a ways. So that's good to see that expired for sure. Let me see here if we can take a look at the other tornado warning out there. So we have 2 tornado warnings right now, just for Bell, Texas, and Caddo, Louisiana. And those are 2 tornado warnings there. But as it pushes further east, we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about the thunderstorm watch that's in effect until 1 a.m. And we'll talk about Tuesday a little bit tonight too, as Tuesday's looking to be a kind of a repeat of the Wednesday that we had. Friday that we had in that same area in central, mid-central, Midwest areas of the country is looking to be setting up to be the same way. So we'll definitely take a look at that here in a little bit as well. So let's see if we can get down to that radar. Let's see here. Hang with me a little bit there. We're going to get the radar pulled up for you guys. Okay. Well, if it will cooperate. If not, we'll just switch radars. Let's see here. But it definitely looks like there's a little bit of rotation on that storm for sure. I know we had some chasers on it. So let's see if I can go back to the radar. My radars are not cooperating with me right now, but we'll switch down to this one here. Go ahead and jump down. Hey everybody, thank you for joining. If you're just jumping in, we're doing a little bit of a less crazy stream as we had Friday. Had two tornadoes happening, or two tornado warnings happening right now, one in Louisiana, one in Texas. One in the Louisiana area is headed into the Shreveport, Louisiana area in the Caddo County in Louisiana. The other one's in Bell, Texas. That's the one we're looking at here on the screen there. So you have your hail core with this one. It's going to be just to the southeast of Harker Heights now and to the Belton area. You can see that classic hook that you're seeing on most of our supercell thunderstorms that we get when they start to trying to produce a tornado, which is definitely concerning when you see that hook. But it's kind of stringing out there a little bit, which is good. We'll take a look at our base velocity. Definitely some coupling in there. Kind of a messy image there. Not super great, but they're letting that shrink down a little bit. But you have a little bit of coupling in there. Let's check our CC, our correlation coefficient. I don't see anything that looks like it could be on the ground, so that's good. But definitely a huge hail core with that one. It looks like it's starting to calm down a little bit as well. And so let's see here. That severe thunderstorm warning with that one is going to be for 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-size hail. So the rotation is going to be headed towards the Belton area there in Texas. So that's our tornado warning there in Texas. And then let me see if I can get my other radar switched over here in Louisiana, so we don't have to keep jumping between radars. It'll make it a little bit easier for you guys and easier for me. Into the Shreveport area. That one looked like it was a brief spin up there in Louisiana, so that's a good sign. Hopefully we don't have anything to worry about with that and it doesn't recycle. It's going through the northern part of the Shreveport area, and so we'll definitely keep our eyes on it. It's going over the radar right now, so we're not able to see a whole ton because you do have that radar donut. It needs to get away from the radar to really see what's going on. So they might just extend it just for that reason. And maybe we can check and see if we can get another radar as well outside of the Shreveport area to pull up. So let me do one thing here. My radars are definitely being weird, so I gotta take 1 second to fix that, guys. But let's see here. We'll go ahead and switch it on our radar here. We'll see if we can't switch to a radar a little bit outside of Shreveport. There's nothing really around the area. We can try to pull up the one here in the southern part of Louisiana, but we're so far away from it we probably can't see that storm very well. We'll try it anyways, and then we'll jump to the Shreveport one if not, and I'll show you why we can't see that storm, because it's right over top of the radar. We lose that imaging, unfortunately, just because those beams are so close to the ground. It's not able to tell what's there. But there's your storm right there, guys. Still got the good hail core. Just keep in mind that we're looking well up into the atmosphere. Your rotation looks like it could be somewhere right in here, headed into the Shreveport area. It doesn't look like a super tight rotation into that, but again, it's a bad radar image. I'll go ahead and jump to the Shreveport radar just so we can take a look at it on their radar. And you'll see that donut hole there. Once it loads, we aren't able to see that radar. So there's your donut hole that I'm talking about. Our rotation could be right over top of the radar. I'm not seeing a whole lot up into the northern part of there as far as rotation is concerned. So that's a good sign. So hopefully that rotation is not in the radar zone because we aren't able to see it. But it looks like most of our storm is still going to be pushing through the radar there a little bit with that last image. So that's a good sign as well. Hey Alex, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Alex, it looks like you do card tricks. That's very interesting because I used to do card tricks back in the day. I'm very rusty at it, but good to see you here, Alex. Really appreciate the support. But a little bit more of a lax stream tonight, guys. We're going to talk about kind of some different things happening on Tuesday that's lining up as well. And then going from there, we'll see how the night goes. Might be a little bit shorter of a stream, but that's a good sign because nobody gets hurt when we don't have any tornado warnings out there. So that's always a good thing. Let me see if I don't want to leave this hanging too long. but my radars are not cooperating with me again today, which is okay. So let's see here. So that one's going to be for the Shreveport area, and this one's going to switch back to there. We'll get back to the Texas one. That tornado warning. Okay, I got it fixed, guys. Thank you so much for waiting for me on that one. So I appreciate all the support you guys gave on Friday. That was a long stream. If you guys are here Friday, that was one of the worst days I've seen in a long time, but not a whole ton of injuries. We did have injuries and some deaths. I don't want to play that down either, but there was a ton of tornado warnings. So hopefully everybody got the warnings for sure as well with those storms. But definitely a crazy day for storms on Friday as well. And again, we're seeing that set up again for Tuesday. Looks very similar. So here's your tornado warning here in Texas. Looks like we still have some spin ups there in Texas. This tornado warning expires here at the top of the hour, so another 6 minutes. Both tornado warnings actually expire here in the next 6 minutes. So we'll see what the National Weather Service decides to do with those. They might let them go as well, but we'll keep you updated for sure as that goes on throughout the day. So we'll see what they do with those. So again, just 2 tornado warnings. I'll go ahead and zoom out here a little bit. Lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. When I decided to come on the air here, we had about 4 going. It's not been a favorable condition for tornadoes today. Definitely less than what it was on Friday and other storms that we've seen. I try not to go live for most of all the storms just because there's so much that I could cover, because there's always tornado warnings out there. But when there's a little bit of an outbreak, it gets into populated areas like it did in Shreveport there. We have a lot of people that could be impacted that try to get on as well to do that. And just try not to waste your guys' time as well. If I do go online, I don't want you guys to think something crazy is going on, of course. So I'm definitely watching. I've been watching for the last 2-3 hours these storms and making sure they just aren't taking off on us. They started to try to go a little bit there. And we still have the tornado watches here in effect for the rest of the night. We'll go ahead and take a look at those here as well. Let's see here if the GR analysis will let us do that. Doesn't look like that's letting me pull that up for some reason. There we go. Okay, so we'll pull that back. Here is your, let's turn this off here, your risk area. So these looking avocado looking shape there on the screen is going to be your kind of your major risk areas for today. And as you go further and further out, you get less and less chance of a tornado there for those colors. And then these pink colors are going to be your tornado warnings. So this west tornado warning is in effect till 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's going to be this line, everything east of this line. And we have a new one that was just issued about an hour ago now for the Texas, Louisiana area. That one's going to be until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. So just because these aren't firing yet, they could definitely move east into some more favorable conditions and then still spawn some tornadoes as well. So hail threat is a big deal. We've already had confirmation of 1.5 inch hail. You guys saw that if you guys are just now joining us. We just looked at that a couple minutes ago on our reports there on the radar. So that's what our watch area looks like for sure. And we'll definitely see and continue to monitor things here for a little bit, but I definitely appreciate everything that you guys have done, especially on Friday night. They needed that extra push for sure. And Tuesday's not looking too great as well. So let's go ahead and jump back to our radars down here and take a look at the Shreveport radar, see if it's gotten out of there. If these radars will cooperate with me tonight. I thought I fixed it, but it does not let me fix it. So let's see here if I can get that pulled up here. So that's going to be... Okay, let's try that one more time. Nope, it doesn't want to let me switch. Okay, well, whenever the computer doesn't want to work, then the computer calls the shots, which is okay. We'll let the computer call the shots. There we go. Let's see if that worked. Okay, we got it now, I think. Okay, so there's just a report. Tornado warning, it did expire. And again, not seeing anything that's crazy spinning up there in Shreveport, which is good. They did let that tornado warning expire early, which is a good sign. Again, didn't see a whole lot when it did get issued, but it was a brief spin up on that bow echo line that you're seeing there on the left on the base reflectivity. So when I say bow echo, I'll explain that a little bit as well. So this is a term that they call a bow echo. It looks like a bow, and let me see, my pen's not working either. My computer's all messed up today. It's all good. So let's see here. So I'll get this pulled up too. So here's your bow. It kind of looks like a bow going right through there. And that's indicative usually of straight line winds. You have just that push out of the west going east as a storm surge west, and you get those damaging winds with that as well. If we do see a spin up, they could happen right there on the inside of that line, front edge of that line, and you see that spin up happen usually right in here. Usually if that happens right in this area. So that's where that spin up came from earlier. And then sometimes what happens as well is you could get a brief tornado or kind of a crazy tornado that might happen down in what they call the tail end Charlie of the storm down in this area. If it does happen, you'll get these winds that will push out of the south up this way, catch the tail end of that storm cell, and start to cause it to rotate pretty crazy. So doesn't look like there's any rotation with this one tonight, which is good. This environment is favorable tonight, but that's kind of what we saw in that Shreveport storm, and it did die out, which is good. Never want to see it enter into a populated area for sure. That's always a good sign. So we have the one tornado warning here happening. That's going to be down here in Texas. Let me see if I can switch my radar back now. There it goes. It did switch this time. That's a good sign. So, okay. So there's your one tornado warning right now. We do have some decent rotation in here a little bit. Looks very unorganized though, so not a super crazy cell. We'll see if it recycles any. We do have some hail with this one as well. So get a hail core with this one, guys. This one's got 1.96 inch hail core with that. That's going to be a destructive, let's see, is that destructive? No, this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning there with 70 mile an hour wind gust and ping pong size hail. So that's going to be your severe thunderstorm warning with that, double hail threat, or actually triple threat with that, with the tornado, wind, and hail. So just because that tornado warning goes away, it's going to be headed into the Little River area here in the next, I would say, 10 minutes. It's moving to the southeast, it looks, at 30 miles an hour. So very slow moving storms today as well, compared to what we saw Friday, and most times it's usually around 55 to 60 mile an hour moving storms. So that's definitely something that's a good sign as well. They're not able to pick up that speed, not a lot of high or low level jets to push those storms further into the east, which is good. So that last severe tornado warning just expired, which is a good sign. Those things could spin up here. We're going to go ahead and change to our GR analysis there and take a look at the radar there and just do some spinning around the area, looking at some of the storms that are out there. This is the one that we were just looking at down here to the south by Temple, Texas. That one did just expire. This one over here did have a tornado warning with it as well. So that's one that expired as well. This one up here to the north had a huge hail core on it about an hour and a half ago. It did go severe and then tornado warned, but that one did expire as well, which is good. We have a good cell going in here to the Dallas area. So we'll take a look at that one there on radar, just because we have some extra time on our stream today, which will be fun to kind of do some more radar analysis and kind of look at these storms. Good thunderstorms out there, just the east of Dallas, firing up there. Nothing that I can see from right now. Hard to say on this storm. This radar, just what's out there as far as severe weather. We're going to take a look at it. But you have that huge bow echo there in Shreveport we just talked about. I do want to take a look at this Irving storm on radar. So let me get that pulled up here, guys. And make sure that one's not spinning up right over top of Dallas. That would be a concerning thing, of course. So I'll switch it on the radar here, and we'll get that pulled up for you guys. So that's loading there as well. Thank you guys if you guys are new. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done. Let me get into some of your comments here. So, hey Linda Gordon, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thomas, thank you for being here as well. Really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, would be glad to answer those questions for you too. Let me see here. I want to make sure that I'm looking at all the live comments here on the air and not just the top ones. I'm not sure how to switch that. It wants to be kind of crazy sometimes. But so as that loaded up there, we'll go ahead and take a look at this deep dive storm. Getting a lot of radar folding. Let's see if I can't switch radars as well as that. But one thing I talked about on the other streams is purple is called what they call radar folding. And that's just basically the radar beams going out. And for some reason, they're coming back, but it's saying, hey, I'm not sure what's there. It's not my radar. National Weather Service sees the same thing. everybody sees the same thing with those radar beams, and a lot of times they go away with the new scans that come in, but you can't see a whole lot with that storm there. We'll switch radars. Luckily we have 3 radars to play with here as well. So we have some wind reports here. 55 knots, 61 mile an hour by the ASOS. I'm not sure if that's what that stands for. Looks like, oh, Alliance Airport is, I'm guessing what that is. ASOS, not sure what that stands for. Airport Services or something like that. So 60 mile an hour wind gust, that's going to be estimated, as well as one right behind it. Estimated 65 mile an hour wind gusts near Interstate I-35. So definitely have some high winds as well with that one. This one looks like a very unorganized storm. Hard to say though. Let's see what this is going to be for. This is going to be for the severe thunderstorm warning for this one. It's going to be for the counties of, let's see, counties of central Dallas County until 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's going to be for 60 mile an hour wind and quarter size hail. So let's see, that one doesn't give us any more of a image. Unfortunately, we'll switch to the one to the north there at DFW, see if that one gives us any more of an image, and then we'll go back to our Fort Worth radar and see if we can't get anything with that. So Andrew, yeah. Joey, I don't know what happened with that one. I was kind of watching the storms, and then Joey, we're talking about NASCAR. Andrew and I are both NASCAR fans. One of my moderators there. Thank you, Andrew, for moderating, and Kay. And we're both NASCAR fans. We really appreciate our NASCAR and having fun. And Joey was up there a little bit. I don't know if he got a penalty or something and got kicked back. But yeah, definitely didn't wait on purpose. Let's see here. So I'm not seeing anything with that one as well, but still very unorganized. And unfortunately with the 2 radars to the north, we can't see the base velocity. They're just unfortunately base reflectivity radars, so we can't get the wind speeds off of those as well. But it looks like it's fairly unorganized just based off of those 2, and we'll switch back to the Fort Worth radar and take a look at it again from there. Hopefully that folding is gone and we'll see everything. So let me see here. I'm not able to switch from top view, so if I'm missing any comments, guys, let me know. Moderators, let me know if I'm missing anything. I'll be glad to answer any questions. Really appreciate everything. Let's see here. So that's back to the Fort Worth one. We'll go ahead and take a look at the base velocity. There's still a lot of radar folding, unfortunately, with that one, but they are letting that polygon shrink. We'll see if we can't get anything with that one. I can turn that off, and then all you'll see is the leftover spaces with that. Let's see if I can get that to work there. But either, yeah, there we go. So that's just your radar folding. You can see that on the right there, the purple is on. We can turn that off just so it doesn't distract us, but I like to see that just to make sure I know what I'm looking at. When you get into weirder areas where it's not so huge, I want to definitely make sure I'm looking at some no data that's there with our radars if we ever do see that. So I leave that on, but unfortunately we're not able to take a good look at that storm just because of the radar imaging, but I'm guessing there's nothing there just based off the base reflectivity alone. It doesn't look like there's a huge inflow or notching out in that storm. We'll take a look at the echo tops as well. Not a huge supercell either, so I'm going to say there's not a whole lot of rotation in that storm. Hard to say, but we'll keep our eyes on it as well. That was the only thing I really saw on radar that we were looking at that I really wanted to take a look at. And everything to the north there is basically going to be streamline, straight line winds for right now. We can see some embedded supercells in there as well. But most of the threat is these rogue supercells down to the south that are just starting to pop up and kind of play in the environment down here to the south that's more favorable for the tornadoes. So we'll watch those, see if we get anything else that will spin up on that. This one to the south still looks like it has a pretty good hook on it just with that radar image alone, but it's kind of a little bit disorganized. When you see that big, huge hook on there, it's usually just evidence that it's kind of trying to spin, but kind of choking itself off as well. So nothing super crazy there as well. Grayson County, Texas, thank you for joining Texarcist. Is that how you say that? Thank you for joining, really appreciate it. Let's see where Grayson's at. I think, are you in the clear there in Grayson? I can definitely take a look at that one for you if you want me to. I'm not sure where Grayson's at as far as Grayson County. Texas is such a huge state. I'm in Arizona over here, and our counties are so much bigger than most of the eastern counties. So let's see here. we'll take a look at Grayson just for the fun of it. Grayson, Texas. Really appreciate your support for sure. So let's see. Grayson County, Texas. If you guys are watching and you guys are new here, feel free to just jump in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. It helps to get the stream out there on YouTube, and I just like to talk to people. I had some people on from the Netherlands Friday, which was really cool to see, kind of spanning the oceans there. She wanted to check on somebody and family members there in Ohio, which was cool to see that happen. I was able to give her some peace of mind. They did have some tornado warnings just to the south of them, but that was cool to see some other people from Canada, so that's a lot of fun too. So hey BZ, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Good to hear that you're safe. So I've got it now here, so that's going to be just to the north. Grayson, Texas is going to be just to the north of Dallas there, and I think you guys have some good thunderstorms up in that way, maybe to your east now. We'll take a look at that just for the fun of it. So going to be up here to the north. Yeah, you guys are definitely clear of any storms. Most of everything's to your east, and you guys should be good for the rest of the night, hopefully. So that's good to see as well. So let's take a little bit of a look of what Tuesday is looking to be like, because Tuesday is going to be a chance of some repeat of Friday, unfortunately. And I don't like to do a lot of talking about what happens in a couple days in advance. Weather is so unpredictable. We're still trying to figure out how to accurately predict weather. People are a lot more skilled at it than I am. I feel like I have good skills with it. But one of the things about weather is it changes quite often. And I can put that information out there on the internet, but I don't have the time to keep it updated. And I don't want someone to get either a blown out of proportion update or something that's not up to date. And so I don't like to talk a whole lot about it. There's some good channels out there you can follow. National Weather Service is awesome about keeping people updated on all the social medias. So if you have the National Weather Service out there, you can follow them. And I try to retweet as much as I can of what they have. But again, everything I post, I try to put the date, time, and the city date, time, and day of the week with the date on it. So you guys know when that's coming through. And then you need to make sure that you're looking at the most accurate information that's out there as you're looking at that stuff. So if you might see something that's old from me as well, and that's why I try to post as much stuff. But we'll go ahead and take a look at it here for Tuesday, because we're seeing a similar setup that's going to be happening here for Tuesday that happened here on Friday. And if you guys were here Friday, thank you again so much for your support. And give me a minute to pull that up, because I didn't have that pulled up there. And if you guys are just now joining us and you don't know this yet, we have the radars on in the background, so if we get any other tornado warnings that pop up, they'll pop up here live on the air. You'll hear them in live time. And so let's take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and switch this on my side. Okay. Okay, so let's get this pulled up for you guys. If it'll let me do it. I'm never good at sharing my screen as far as these go. This always seems like they give me a problem, but I'll get it figured out here in a second. So okay, got it pulled up here, guys. Okay, so here is the National Weather Service. This is where I get most of my information at least trying to look for storms. So you can see here, it's a little small. Let me see if I can't make that a little bit bigger for you guys, so you guys are seeing everything that I'm seeing. So, so over here, you can see this is today's threat without clicking into that picture there. We'll go ahead and click into it, actually. Let me zoom out again. Today's threat, this is what it looked like today. You have your convective outlook, which is just kind of telling you everything that's happening in the United States there, and it's kind of just giving you a severe outlook look of the whole entire country there. It doesn't give you exactly what's happening. It could be tornadoes, could be wind, could be hail threat, could be all three of them. But up here on the right, as we get 2 days out of a storm, we can start seeing more and more of what's happening with the storm. But this is today's threat. We had a 10% chance of a tornado within any given mile Any given point, you had 25 miles circular from there. Pick a point into those circles, 25 miles outside the circle, and then you had 10% chance of seeing a tornado. So that's what we're seeing with that. The wind threat was there as well, 30% chance of 65 mile an hour knots, or 65 mile an hour winds, nautical winds. 65 mile an hour, no, I keep saying mile an hour, 65 knots when it comes to the wind with that threat today, and then your hail threat. So that was today's threat for everything. And if you move tomorrow, we have these marginal threats, which are still threats for severe weather. You can look at the 2% chance of tornadoes there for tomorrow. Those will be posted. I just made an update to my Twitter, so hopefully those will be posted more and more as those come out as well. So 2% doesn't mean zero. I always say that on my channel. Yesterday we saw a 2% chance in some areas, and we had some tornadoes, as well as Friday we had some in the 2% area get a tornado warning, and that did some damage after we saw it later the next day. You have your hail threats as well and your wind threats. But here's the third day that we're looking at. There's a Tuesday, and if you saw, I'm going to actually try to pull that out here. I pulled it up here on my Facebook page that we had at Weather Check on Facebook, and I'll show you the difference that we had there on my side. Let's see here. So what it looked like Friday is what we're going to take a look at. So here is what Friday looked like. You can see the two areas for your tornado warnings there, or tornado threats there on your screen. One to the north, one to the south, and then this is what Tuesday's looking like already. One to the north, one to the south. Not as far north, but bigger areas, so that's confusing and concerning as well. So no tornadoes yet, BZ. They all expired, so I appreciate it. We're definitely going to hear it in the background if it happens. We'll hear those tornado threats right now, but no tornadoes for the United States right now. Just kind of going over what we're thinking is going to happen Tuesday. And if you guys are just now joining me, a little bit less of a stream, feel free to ask some questions. Not as active as weather, not as active weather as Friday, and usually as some of the streams we have, right? Usually, but feel free to jump in the chat, ask me some questions, but no tornadoes yet. So, thanks for the question, though. Okay. Hey, Linda, thank you for joining. Thank you to my moderators. I have new moderators now. We have Kay. If you guys have been here for a little bit, Kay's been my first moderator. But last than not least, Andrew and Linda both volunteered to be moderators for my channel, so we got them set up now. So thank you guys so much for being here and helping with that. Really appreciate the support. But back into Tuesday, so comparing Tuesday to Friday, this was Friday's outlook that we had. It got upgraded as we went into that day. Let me see if I can get a better one for the SPC. We're comparing apples to apples. But here's Tuesday's threat that we had. And so this is Tuesday. This happened on Friday. It was posted. The day before, it looks similar to what we're seeing for Tuesday as well. And as we get closer, there's always a chance they can upgrade it. And it got upgraded to a high chance Tuesday morning. And so that's what we're seeing. And then there's a lot more that goes into that, guys. It's not just looking at pictures. I monitor a lot of the stuff that the National Weather Service puts out on their Twitter accounts as well, and read into a lot of what's really going on. I go into the modeling, and then just watching the storms for you guys, so I know what's more is happening. But that was for Friday, and again, this is going to be for Tuesday. And you can see at the very top here, we're missing our tornado and hail probabilities because those don't come out until 2 days before the storm. So, but definitely, it's already showing us some hatched area of 10% or greater probability of significant weather within 25 miles. And that hatched area is going to be that black line that goes around the green and that red, and those hash marks that go through there. So that's just saying that that's a place of some significant severe weather, just not just some severe weather, and that's what that's for. So that's our risk for Tuesday. I anticipate a stream on Tuesday. I do work full-time, so if I'm able to get on and do that, I will. But I have to make sure I pay my bills first, and part of that is working, unfortunately. We can't all have fun and do what we love sometimes. So this is my goal with my channel eventually, is to go full-time with it. That's going to be a ways off, and I don't want to be focused on money or subscriber counts or anything like that. My focus is to get the warnings out there for everybody, and that's first and foremost. And if for some reason I happen to go full-time with it, which would be great, that's definitely something that we're going to try to do. So you have a 12-hour shift, Andrew? That's crazy. I used to work 12s. I've worked 24-hour shifts, and those can be brutal. So hopefully you get a day off with that. So that's going to be Tuesday's threat, guys. So if you guys haven't already and you're new here, click that subscribe bell notification. You'll get a chance for us to go live. And then we'll talk a little bit about kind of what the difference between warnings and watches are here in a second. But make sure you have a different way of getting multiple warnings for all your storms as well. If in case I can't go live and I'm working, or I lose power, or somebody else loses power, make sure you have your National Weather Service radio and maybe your local TV radio station. Any way you can to get warnings. Just give yourself multiple options. That's the best thing that you can do. So I'll go ahead and pull the radar back up here, guys, and give you a shot of what's going on. We'll take a look around a little bit just to see if we have any other crazy storms that are popping up. We have a new hail report on that southern storm. We'll take a look at that there. So that's going to be estimated 1.75 inches by the public, golf ball size hail near Temple. So that's that tornado warning storm that went through there. We'll see if we can't get that back on the other radar. So let's see here. Down to the south there, you have your echo tops. I'm not seeing any crazy rotation in there right now. It's so far away from that other radar we're looking. I'm going to go ahead and update this one just so we can look at a better shot of it. It's right next to the other radar. But nothing there. But 1.75 inch hail, estimated golf ball size hail, is pretty big. That'll do some damage for sure. So make sure, you always want to make sure you get your pets inside for that. Stay inside. I saw a video that I posted on my Twitter earlier of a couple that was at an office somewhere in, I think it was Arkansas. And they were watching the tornado come through. And if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out on my Twitter, at the Weather Check on Twitter. I posted quite a bit there of the damage from Friday, but this is on Friday. And it was clear daylight out. And the doors and the windows, the doors started getting sucked open. And then eventually it just was nasty. You could see all the destruction, everything happening around you to get hit by the tornado. Luckily, I think were okay if they had minor injuries. But never want to go outside and try to see these things because it's just not safe. But that one's definitely close to that radar down there. Again, kind of seeing the same thing. Here's your donut hole, but not seeing a whole lot of rotation there in the southern storm that was warned earlier, so that's a good sign. We'll go back up to the Shreveport area, because I know we have a lot of people watching from populated areas, of course. A lot of straight line winds, and that's where we're getting that big, let's see here, a big hook, or that big warned area right there. Have reports of 78-mile-an-hour winds there at Shreveport as well. Probably at the airport, I'm guessing, just from the location of the report. So we'll take a look at that one as well once that radar loads. So we have, let's see, is that 73-mile-an-hour winds? I believe that's ASOS. I'm going to have to look up and see what that is, but measured 73-mile-an-hour winds. And right behind that was, by the public, reported tree damage from wind gusting to estimated 50 mile an hour. So tree damage has happened. So I did hear, unfortunately on Friday, Iowa, a individual that was had a tree fall on them, and I'm not sure what the exact parameters were with that and what the end story was, but it sounded like he was in pretty a grave situation, unfortunately, and that was from the scanner that I was listening to by the fire department there. So those straight line winds are always something to watch too. They can have trees fall on you or your car, your house, knock down power lines, anything that's like that. Definitely something you want to watch too. We try not to, there's so many the severe thunderstorm warnings out there, we don't get into them a lot of the times, but this one's definitely one to watch. So this one's going to have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and $50 size hail for the National Weather Service. So that's pretty crazy size hail as well. Looking at this one just real fast, just make sure I'm not missing anything with it. But yeah, so that's your severe thunderstorm warning there for the Shreveport area. Just getting into the outside of the Shreveport, turn the base velocity or base reflectivity there on the left back on, and you're getting back outside there again. So definitely getting that bow hook. If you guys are just now joining us, you can see that bow is bow echo right through there, which is indicative of that straight line wind that's happening. And you can see that there on the right too with your wind speeds. So a lot less folding down in this area, and up here there's quite a bit more, but we saw a lot of that in the Dallas stuff too. But right through there is your front that goes through there, and the straight line winds are going through there right now. So nothing there. You can get a brief spin up there sometimes on the front of it, but Okay. So nothing rotating so far, guys, and that's a good sign. I hope it stays that way. That could be something right there by Betty. We're going to keep our eyes on that one. It's a ways away from the radar. Is there another radar around here we can take a look at? No, we can't. So let's see. So right there in Betty, we're going to take a look at that one. Keep our eye on that one because that could have some brief spin up that is not tornado warned yet. We'll take a look at the echo tops on that one. So if around Betty, that's a pretty good storm there. We're going to keep our looks on it. So I'm already some hail with that one. It's not warned. Hopefully that one stays unwarned, but we'll keep our eyes on it. South of Betty there in the Texas area. But no warning out yet, which is good. And it's a pretty weak rotation, but it is some there. So we'll see if it intensifies with that one. So we'll leave that one up here on the screen. I'm going to take one look in the background at some of these storms going up to the northeast of Dallas there, making sure we're not missing anything with that one. But that one, that last image, looks like it could be intensifying a little bit, guys. We'll see if we get a warning out of that one. Hopefully not. The one behind it there's got a little bit of rotation as well. So that one could spin up, but definitely could be seeing some of that unstable air coming together there and causing some spinning. So let me take a look at this as well. If I miss anybody's comments, please let me know. Let me see here. South Arkansas is good for tonight. Yes, South Arkansas should be good for tonight. Mary Lou, thank you for asking. South Arkansas should be good for tonight. We do have a chance for some storms tonight. Let me see if that watch goes into South Arkansas. No, they've got the line right there. So these lines are not exact, guys. These lines, you can see tornadoes up into the north of them, right on the edge of them as well. But I think South Arkansas should be good. We have a little bit of some cells over here. Always have a way of getting some warnings. They could spin up briefly, but definitely something that we should watch for at all times if you're around those warning areas or those watch areas. But definitely something you could keep an eye on. But I think you guys should be okay in South Arkansas for sure. Let me see if I missed anybody else's comments. There's a chance for severe weather in South Georgia tomorrow. South Georgia, let's take a look here for South Georgia. I believe you are have a little bit of a chance for some southwest Georgia has a marginal risk of some severe weather tomorrow and a marginal chance, 2% chance of a tornado tomorrow. So if you're in South Georgia, yes, please have a way of getting your warnings tomorrow. There's a 2% chance. It is a very low chance, but we never want to play that chance down. Go throughout your day and then make sure you have a way of getting your warnings. And guys, I say this before, I haven't said it today, but I never want to try to scare anybody or hype anything up. Definitely don't want to do that. It's just not, it's not worth it. I mean, you think about the probability of being hit by a tornado, it's not high, but it's something that you want to make sure that you're aware of, because if you do get hit, it could be very deadly, right? And we want to make sure that's not happening. So yes, South Georgia has absolutely has an opportunity for 2% chance for tornadoes tomorrow. But go throughout your day, have a way of getting your warning. Make sure you have a plan in place if you're going to work. Make sure you know where your closest shelter is, or wherever you might be. And then just have a way of getting that warning. Have multiple ways of getting that warning. I probably won't be covering that tomorrow, just because I can't cover every 2% chance and wait around for every storm to come up. But there's plenty of ways of getting those warnings out there, like your National Weather Service radio. Your phone should have alerts on it too. Make sure those are turned on. And then different ways on my Discord channel. I have a Discord channel. I just enabled that today, where you have a warning section there. I'm not sure if it's sending out the notifications, but you can always check that channel. It's going to be tornado warning on my Discord channel, the mods. I'm not sure if our Nightbot is working right now or not. Let me see. I can always try it too. But let's try it. So, but my Discord channel, you can use that and see if you can get your warnings that way. Discord is working. So, but my Nightbot's not working, so my notifications aren't coming out on Nightbot, but that's okay. We'll get Nightbot fixed. But Discord is in the description, of course, right below there. So if you're new to the channel, you can go ahead and sub to Discord, and you have a way of checking the warnings there, and those are coming straight from the National Weather Service tornado Twitter account. So if you have Twitter, you can always subscribe to them as well and get your notifications from them. So definitely something to check on as well. Let's see how that other storm's doing there on radar. Since I was sitting there talking, guys, and you guys got me talking. Love answering the questions, so that's good. Adele, Georgia gets hit pretty often. Yeah, Georgia is definitely, especially when you start to consider some of the other storms down there, like your hurricanes and stuff. Definitely have the opportunity to be hit. So that one up to the north we were watching still got a good rotation on it. They finally warned that one, guys, just to the north of Bethel. Severe thunderstorm warning on it. Let's see what that one's for. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So we'll see if they put that to a tour warning. I'm hoping not. It has some disorganized rotation in there for sure. We're so far away from the radar too that we're kind of looking upward into the atmosphere. So I'm hoping that one's not going to tighten up anything. Excuse me, guys. Tighten up into anything, but we'll keep our eyes on it there. And you guys will see that live pop up here on the air. No tornado warnings if you're just now joining us for the United States, which is a good sign. So that's good. Let me pull something up on my side real fast. Okay. Let's see here. So appreciate all the support, guys. Really do. We also see a threat for Wednesday up into the Ohio, Michigan, even parts of New York and Pennsylvania. I'm watching that one too. Not as high as a chance as that Tuesday storm gets pushed up to the north. But there is a chance already 4 days out. It's going to be some remnants of that storm. So we'll keep our eyes on that one too. We did have a threat for some storms, was it yesterday, I believe, into the Philadelphia area. That didn't produce a whole ton, which is a good thing. But when it gets in that northeastern part of the country, people are not used to severe weather up there. So we got to make sure we keep our eyes on that one for sure, as well as it gets into that place where people just don't have a way of getting their warnings as much. And I appreciate everybody that's watching too. Like I said, you guys watching helps get that stream up there. And whenever we title our videos and we put the locations in there, and you guys chatting with me, gets that information out there on YouTube. And if they're in the northeastern part of the country and they're not ready for the severe weather, they might have they might get my notifications and stuff, or other people's as well. I know if you look at my videos, you probably see a lot of the other storm chasers out there. And again, we just want to make sure everybody gets their information. So let me see here, guys. I'm pulling up one thing I want to kind of go over a little bit if I can find it again. If not, we'll talk about it on a different scale. Yeah, here we go. So kind of talking about this a little bit. Let me see if I can go back to that real fast. I believe it's this one. Yeah, okay. So here's the National Weather Service, what those circles mean that we talked about on the map. Let me actually go back to that real fast. We'll pull it up in the GR analysis here. So here's our GR analysis, all those circles and what they mean. Let me turn everything else off so we're not confusing what we're talking about here. So get rid of that. Okay, so all these cool circles right here, they just updated this one for today. So here's your new kind of warning area, the yellows and the greens. You'll see it sometimes if you saw it earlier. It looked kind of like an avocado. People call them an avocado, which I kind of do. I kind of see that. But going back to the National Weather Service, let's see here. Transitioning back to that. Oh, 2 new tornado warning, guys.
Tornado warning for Central Milam County in Central Texas.
It's going to be for Texas. Is that going to be for the one we were watching? I think it is. Let's see. Or is that going to be for the southern storm? Nope, it's going to be for the southern storm. So that southern storm just got reissued, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's right there on your screen now. I'll get that pulled up. That's going to be for Milam, Texas, I believe it is. Let me get my radars pulled back up here. So Milam, Texas now has a tornado warning. Let's get the radar back up to date here for you as well. So new tornado warning, guys. That's going to be for Milam, Texas until, let's see, 9:15. So that's going to be going into the Ore City area. No, that's going to be the, hold on a minute. Zoom back there. There we go. There's our tornado warning right there. So Buckholz, you need to be in your safe place. We'll put the storm tracker on here. Be the first storm tracker we did today, if it'll let me do it there. for some reason that's not working. For some reason my storm tracker sometimes doesn't work. This is the second time it's happened to me on the air. But that one's going to be for Millam, Texas until 9:15 tonight. Good inflow on the storm. Like I was saying earlier, you kind of get that string out there that happens. But this one definitely has a good inflow. When I say inflow, all your wind is coming into the storm here. Your warmer cold wind, and the other one's wrapping around in the back here, and that's where you get your rotation right there for your tornado. I could probably make that a little bit bigger, but you guys can see that. We're pretty close to the radar, so I know you guys like to see the 3D image of those. I like to see them too. They're kind of cool. Let's see if we can't get a good 3D image of this one. What do you guys say? Let's see here. And if I'm missing somebody in the chat, let me know. Yeah, the severe wind and hail in Philadelphia Friday night. Yeah, definitely some severe weather in Philadelphia for sure. And again, I try to cover most of the tornadoes because it's hard to see what's on the ground, and there's so many severe thunderstorm warnings out there as well. But definitely you have those severe thunderstorm warnings that can be causing issues for sure. So there's our 3D. Let's make it full screen. Some interesting cloud structure there for sure with that one. Let me get further up into the atmosphere. So we're seeing echo tops well up into the 50 feet area. You can kind of see here as I get this up, our radar is right here in this hole. Let me get my drawing pencil back up there. So our radar is right here, right? And your radar beams as they go into the atmosphere, let's see if I can straighten this out just a little bit because I want you guys to see this. So, so radar is going to be right here. And these radar beams, as they shoot out, kind of like a submarine, shoot high into the atmosphere, right? Out this way, and then they come back to your radar. So that's why you're seeing all these vertical lines here, because you have multiple radar beams going in. So you're seeing those go into the atmosphere, and as they get closer to the radar, your radar beams are going out, and your Earth is curved, so you're seeing all those weird lines there. So they're starting to get cut off as you get closer and closer to the radar kind of thing. But then you start seeing, as they get above the cloud base, or the cloud tops there, you're starting to see your clouds up here in that area for sure. Those are your echo tops up into the 50,000 nautical feet area, which is a high supercell right there. And then we can go in, and what we're looking at really is not really clouds, it's precipitation into the air. And so, which makes clouds, right? And that's usually why they look like clouds on this. But as we go down further and further, you start to see that lowering, and that's a good shot of that wall cloud right there into the storm. You have your inflow. Let me turn this back off and get all those lines off the screen there. So you have your inflow that comes in right through here into the storm, and your tornado is going to live right in there. And there's your lowering your wall cloud, guys. That's a pretty good shot from the 3D image, if I do say so myself. And you can keep going. And what we're looking at as this is shrinking down is higher precipitation, which is being thrown up into the atmosphere. So as you get into your greens and your yellows, even into your reds, you start to see that precipitation, which is caused by that updraft. You're seeing it go up into the atmosphere, which gives you your cloud base. And as you see more of the higher precipitation higher into the atmosphere, it's more of an intense chance for a supercell. Sometimes, very, very rarely, we'll get a 3D image of a tornado on the ground if it's close enough to the ground. Not seeing that now, which is good. I'm hoping it's not on the ground there. But that's going to be your Millam, Texas tornado that's happening right now, and that's kind of what the 3D analysis of that one looks like. Really close to the radar, really cool to see that. You can see the wall cloud there and how it kind of strings out in the background, and then on the ground there, that's what you're seeing as well. So if you turn this all the way off here, let's see if we can't get something here. We can also do the same thing with the base velocity as well with the 3D image. There's your winds as well. It's not as fun to look at these just because it's so confusing of what's happening. Better to look at a slice with that, but those are your winds around your storm as well. Hard to make sense of them if you're not sure what you're looking at there, but that's your 3D imaging for that storm as well. So a little bit different than what you get from your National Weather Service, not your National Weather Service, your local storm centers, your local news centers, but definitely something there. That one looks like it's roping out a little bit there on the tail end, starting to choke off its own inflow. But we're definitely going to see it. Not a huge spin up there, but Buckholz needs to be in their safe place. Let me get rid of that real fast. At this time, Cameron and Minivern, you guys need to be in your safe place as well. This is going to be crossing the just to the south of, let's see here, US 190, and then eventually we'll be crossing here US 70. The storm is moving to the southeast, I believe, at 25 miles an hour, so not a fast-moving storm. which is crazy. So there's people in Cameron are going to have to wait a long time in their centers if they're there. But definitely a slow-moving storm, but one capable that's already been capable of producing a tornado and went rewarned as well. I want to look at that storm just to the north there because it looked like it was still rotating last time I looked at it. They reissued another severe thunderstorm warning up to the next to the upside of it. It looks like we're getting a little bit of some straight line winds in there, and it's trying to notch out against some more. Let's pull that up there. So this is the one to the north that I was watching just by Orange City. Severe thunderstorm warning on it. They did issue it just to the north again, and then they issued the one I think right behind it as well, just to make sure. But we're kind of seeing again that inflow, very messy inflow right in here. So there's going to be your inflow as well, kind of notching out, and that's kind of what we're seeing right there. But still so far away from the radar, it's hard to say with anything with that one, but we're definitely keeping our eyes on it if it does spin up there. So we'll go back to that tornado warning as well, just so you guys can watch that one. Make sure it's not reissuing it or recycling itself. But appreciate your support, guys. Thank you so much. We have 102 people watching right now. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you guys are just joining us, we have a Good Threat Tuesday. Make sure you hit that, smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification. You'll get alerts when we go live as well. And then Tuesday, we're hoping for nothing. We're hoping for nothing on Tuesday, but it's looking to be like we're gonna have something at least to look at there. So if you guys do hit the subscribe button, you guys will get the notifications if we do go live. I do not cover every tornado warning. I got to make sure I mention that just because it's not possible. So make sure you guys have a way of getting your warnings. But if we have a good outbreak, we'll definitely be covering that as well. So let's see if I missed anything as far as the comments here. College Station is in the watch area. Hey, Linda Gordon is here. Lisa, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Hingo, thank you for joining. First name, last name, thank you for joining. Really appreciate that as well. Thank you for my moderators. I've already seen you guys doing some work there as a moderator. Really appreciate their help. They are volunteer moderators, and I really appreciate their work that they are here. They really stuck with me on Friday. I think I looked at it last, I just saw it, and I was streaming for, I think, 12 and a half hours straight, and that was crazy. So thank you for my moderators for sticking there with me as long as they did. They did a phenomenal job that night. So still nothing there. We'll check a correlation coefficient. Definitely seeing a hail core with this one as well, guys. So these are your hail cores. What we're looking at here is called the vertically integrated liquid. Vertically integrated liquid. Say that 4 times fast. We have a new hail report here as well from the public. 1.5-inch hail reported. This is measured. So 1.5-inch hail measured by the Rogers area from this cell as well. So that's a dual threat, triple threat with the storm. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, I think, is what it was for as well. Let's see here, make sure I look at that. 70-mile-an-hour wind gust and ping pong size hail. So, so vertically integrated liquid is just all that updraft in the storm, causing all those raindrops to go high up in the storm, like we're kind of looking at that 3D image. And then it's causing it to freeze. And as it freezes, it falls back down. That updraft can catch it again and just keep recycling that hail until it gets to the point where it's too heavy and it can't keep doing that and just dumps all the hail. So the bigger the hail core, bigger the hailstone, the more the updraft in that supercell thunderstorm, and that's how you get those huge hail stones that come in with that tornado warnings a lot of the times, because you have that updraft that makes kind of serves as a dual purpose for those hailstones and cycling that tornado. So this tornado warning is in effect for another, I believe, 30 minutes. We'll see if they recycle it. That last image there looks like it's still kind of choking itself out there. Very unorganized storm. Just to the south of Buckholz there. But still seeing that 2.75-inch radar indicated hail right now as well. That's a big hail core. So confirmation of 1.5. Usually the radar is overestimating, or it's seeing higher in the atmosphere and measuring it up there. So when we see that 2.5, when it hits the ground, it's usually a little bit less than that, which is good. But still, 1.5 does some damage for sure. So anything going on around the Wichita Falls area? Wichita Falls, is that, I believe that's Iowa, or is that Kansas? Let me see, I should know that too, I think, real fast here. Well, I'll look at that up for you. Wichita Falls. Oh, Texas. Wichita Falls, Texas. Good question. Thank you so much. I know we have Wichita Falls, a lot of the places around. A lot of these cities share their names um, with each other. So let's see here. Wichita Falls, I believe you're just to the north and west of Fort Worth, it looks like. And I think you guys are clear tonight. Let's go ahead and pull it up there on radar for you. So we'll go ahead and turn the radar back on there. So Wichita Falls as well over here. Yeah, you guys are good for Wichita Falls for tonight. So should be clear for that. Thank you for the question. I really appreciate that. But Wichita Falls is good. LaFay, hello. Thank you so much, guys. If I missed anybody's comment, I really appreciate it, though. Just gonna scroll through there a little bit and make sure I think, if you guys have a Twitch, I did try something different. And I think I might be live on Twitch as well. This is my first time trying that. I haven't had a chance to check that out, so if you guys have a Twitch, it's at The Weather Check on Twitch, and I think I'm live streaming there. Should be live streaming there right now as well. So, something new I'm trying right now. I might even be live streaming on Facebook. I'm not entirely sure. So, but one thing I do want to check here, make sure I get that radar back up for that tornado warning while I talk about it here. But I want to check some more of these storms around on my side just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I know we had the one to the north we were watching, and I hope it doesn't spin up. Let's see here. It looks like it's starting to be a little bit more disorganized, which is good. But we'll see if they warn it or not. More straight line winds. And we're talking about the one to the north here that you guys can't see here. I'll throw it up on the screen. So we were looking at this one, guys. This is in Texas, just to the south of Ore City there. And it's trying to go, but it's not there yet. So we'll see if they issue anything with that one. A little bit of some rotation in there. We'll see. Haven't been watching it. Let's put it in motion. Make sure we have enough images for motion there. So definitely trying to spin up a little bit there. So we might get something out of it, but we'll make sure we don't. So what about Sulphur Springs? I'm guessing that's going to be in Texas as well. I'll take a look. So let's see, Sulphur Springs. Okay, Sulphur Springs is going to be the same area, I believe, as Wichita Falls. Is that right? Sulphur Springs, Texas? No, I'm sorry. That's going to be down to the south there. So that's going to be off of the 30, I believe. Sulphur Springs. So let's take a look at that there on radar. You could be having some severe weather headed through that area as well. So there's the 30, I believe, right through there. So I think you guys need to be, okay, so you guys are in Sulphur Springs. You guys are underneath the tornado watch for sure. A watch is not a warning, so make sure you're having a way of getting your warnings, of course. And so Sulphur Springs, make sure that you guys have a way of getting your warnings. You're okay right now. You have these storms here to your north, I believe. Let me see what county that's in as well. I'm not sure where Sulphur Springs is at. I know it's just the north there of the 30 there. I'm not seeing it there on the map. But make sure you have a way of getting your warnings. No tornado warnings happening right now. Severe thunderstorm warnings are happening up there in those northern storms up by the Ore City there. So let me see here if I can get a better shot of those for you. Let's see here. Sulphur Springs. I think I might have been a little too low there, actually. We're just outside of Dallas. So, unfortunately, I can't do a search off of my radar where Sulphur Springs is, and it makes it a little bit difficult to find it, so thanks for hanging in there with me. But I think you're going to be right in here somewhere. So you definitely have a chance of some brief spin-up tornadoes, some damaging winds as well. Let me see if I can find it on my GR analysis there on that radar that we're on. Okay. So let's take a look and see if we can find some Sulphur Springs over here. We'll switch back to this radar up there. Take a look at our tornado as well before we do that, just to make sure it's not recycling on us. Sorry guys, trying to multitask here, making sure I'm keeping myself organized so you guys are seeing everything is a little bit difficult. That one looks like it's kind of gusting out a little bit, trying to recycle itself. Definitely could do. It has recycled itself as well. This one's tornado warning if you're just now joining us for Millman, Texas, until 9:15 p.m. So that's definitely a way as well, or your tornado warning there as well. Let me see here if I can get something for you guys here for the Sulphur Springs area. There's your Sulphur Springs area right there. You have some good tornadoes, or not. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm still tired from Friday. Sulphur Springs, you have some good storms going through there, but nothing's warning yet. So some good thunder, lightning, and some rain, but no severe thunderstorms there for Sulphur Springs. So you should be good. It looks like it's going to be well to your south of Sulphur Springs if you're in downtown Sulphur Springs. So let me pull it up there for you on radar as well. So there's your Sulphur Springs right there. Nothing severe. So that's a good thing too as well. So you should be good in Sulphur Springs. Sorry, it took me a while to find that one. So weather here in Homer is nasty. Is Oklahoma City okay? Oklahoma City should be fine. Let's see here with Oklahoma City. I think there's nothing going on there in Oklahoma City for sure. So yeah, Oklahoma City, you are well outside of the warning. I don't even see any rain going through there, so you're fine in Oklahoma City. So thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. I'm not sure where Homer is, but be safe if you're around there. Let's see here. South of Tyler, Texas. Got it. Okay. The log is weird. I know it is kind of strange. I need to switch that. They only give me a certain amount of options. But kind of just hacking through my subscribe goal is kind of what the whole point of that log is, I guess. It's just showing when people subscribe, so I really appreciate that. Homer is in Claiborne Parish, Louisiana. About an hour east of Shreveport. Okay, gotcha. Okay. We can take a look at that. We did have some tornado warning going through there as well. You're probably getting that bow line echo there through there. You could get a spin up there. We'll take a look at that on radar again since we haven't been down there yet for a while. So there's your Shreveport right there. Could be somewhere right in there. But it definitely looks like you're getting a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings with that one. We'll pull that one up on radar here. Let's see here. Into the Shreveport area. Let's see if we can't find your city too as well. So here's that one right there. Severe thunderstorm warning for that area, if you're in that area, is going to be until 9:30 p.m. Hail damage to vehicles is expected with 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. That's from the National Weather Service there. So yeah, definitely some pretty crazy weather going through there in the Louisiana area. You guys do have a thunderstorm watch in effect for you guys there in Louisiana until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time. So just make sure you have a way of getting your warnings tonight as well. But very good line of storms that's going through the Louisiana, northwestern Louisiana right now, for sure. Right along the, is it the, I think this is the 20, yeah, the 20 there. So thank you for the subscription, guys. I really appreciate it. If you guys hate that, chopping that wood, you let me know. I'll turn it off. If it's annoying to the stream, hopefully it's not too loud for you guys either. But yeah. The bigger cell was the one that went through Temple. Yeah, absolutely. That was one to the south there. Camden, Arkansas. Hello from Camden, Arkansas. Oil City. Where's Oil City? Is that going to be in Texas, I believe? Let's see. Oil City. Let's take a look at that. It sounds like a Texas name. Oil City, right? Oil City, I'm going to say, is that Louisiana? That might be Louisiana. Okay, that looks like Louisiana, actually. So Louisiana, you should be okay for right now in Oil City. That's just going to be on the other side of Louisiana. Yeah, got it. Okay, Louisiana. So I think you should be okay in Louisiana for right now. We'll go ahead and pull that radar back up and take a look at it. You do have those cells that are coming in there that are severe thunderstorm warned right now that could come right through that area for you again, so make sure you have a way of getting your warnings. I'll stay on here and try to cover as much of this as I can as well. But these are severe thunderstorm warnings right now. They do have golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, so go outside if you have any pets, take those pets inside, and make sure you tie down anything that you don't want to blow away before those get into your area. But for right now, I think you guys in that area are good. There is Oil City right now. You guys don't even have any rain going through there right now, but you're about ready to get some, and that severe thunderstorm warning is going to head towards you. So you guys are underneath that tornado watch. It's definitely a possibility. So these storms are moving fairly slow too. So I would say the next hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours, make sure you have a way of getting your warnings in case something does go to a tornado warning there in Oil City. That's for Oil City. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Who am I missing? Texarkana, Texas. Hello from everybody. If you guys want me to check on something, I'm going to try to get to as many of these as I can. If you guys could throw your state in there as well, it'd be super helpful as well so I can get to some of these. If I do miss them, I'm sorry because I'm seeing a lot of these kind of pop up there. So, but hello from, let's see, Texarkana, Texas. I see that. Brenda Snap, thank you. Let's see here. Let's see, Monroe. Is Monroe safe? Let's check Monroe. I'm not sure where Monroe is at. Monroe, Louisiana. So let's see here. Monroe, Louisiana is going to be out to the east of Shreveport quite a ways. And so let's see if we can pull it up for you guys. And let's get back to our tornado warning too, guys. I don't want to forget about that one because that could be recycling. That is active right now. So as I try to cover everything, this is a little bit more of a lax stream, so I'm happy to help everybody as much as I can, but definitely want to get away from that. So you're over here somewhere. You guys are still, I think, might be on the verge of that tornado watch tonight. Definitely have a way of getting warnings. Just because you might not be in that area doesn't mean that there's not something that's going to be happening, but you guys are okay for right now in Monroe. Right now you're just maybe getting some light sprinkles. You have this line coming through you through here in the next hour to an hour and a half that's going down the, I believe it's the 20. It is producing some hail and some high damaging winds, so you guys need to be aware of that. Stay away from your doors and windows and have a way of getting some warnings. Again, if you do have a tornado that goes through your area, make sure you have multiple ways of getting those warnings because it could happen still here in the next couple hours. So that's Monroe, Louisiana. Let's see what else I'm missing here. I'm going to go ahead and throw the tornado back up on the screen there, guys, so we can take a look at that. I do want to do some analysis with that. We do have some good inflow in that, but still very unorganized rotation in that. Still have the 2-inch hail marker on that with the hail core headed into the Minerva area. Minerva, is that how you say that? US 77 and I believe US 190. So that's where that's going to be headed towards. Milano is next on that one too. And for some reason my storm tracker is not working today. I might have to restart my radar there. Just to make sure it works. We have a lot of reports of hail here, so we'll go through those as well. Measured 75-mile-an-hour winds there by the public. A spotter measured 75-mile-an-hour winds just south of Belton. We have an estimated 1.75-inch golf ball size hail by the public. Public 1-inch hail reported near Little River, Arcadia. And then measured 1.5-inch hail reported from Rogers. So definitely seeing a huge hail threat with that one as well. That's going to do some damage to vehicles, maybe some windows. And definitely if you have any animals outside, you need to come inside. So let's see here. Dermont, Arkansas, what's going on with us? Strong storm, light thunder. Little Rock, Arkansas should be okay. We'll take a look at those as well. What I'm going to do here, guys, since I can't seem like I'm going to be able to get to all of these, and I really appreciate your support, guys. Really want to try to help everybody else as possible. Right now, the only tornado warnings that are out there, which the other one just expired there in Texas that we were looking at. We'll go ahead and throw that back on the screen real fast. That one did expire with no rotation. Was down here in the bottom. Let's see here. That one's already on the screen there. So that one did expire. We'll have to go ahead and throw this up on the screen there. There we go. Okay. So that one is expired now in Texas, I believe. I'm not sure if that one's expired. I think they did let that expire. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and zoom out here and try to look around at some of these. But you only have the one tornado warning happening in that was in Texas. I think it did expire. Up in Arkansas, you do have a lot of different precipitation up there in Arkansas. Nothing looks to be severe around the Texarkana area. You have some good lines of cells moving in through there. There is a possibility of a tornado, but nothing right now, so you're okay. Little Rock, Arkansas, I know got hit. Let's see, Friday, and you guys should be okay. Just some light showers moving through there, maybe some thunder as well. So Little Rock, Arkansas, you guys should be okay for that for the rest of the night. But again, guys, you just want to make sure you have a way of getting warnings. Like Little Rock, Arkansas, you guys should be fine up in there. Tuesday, though, if you're in Little Rock, Arkansas, just make sure you have a way of getting warnings on Tuesday. Definitely a possibility for Tuesday again, unfortunately for you guys. Let's see, who else did I miss? Hello from Arcadia. Good to see you. My dad was born in Homer. Let's see. I think I've got everybody again. How about Tennessee? Tennessee is fine. You have nothing in Tennessee. Tennessee is good for today and even tomorrow, so you should be good with Tennessee. Hearing scary thunder in, is it, I'm not sure how you say that, Arkansas. The Fork, Arkansas. So Fork, Arkansas. Right now, here's your Arkansas-Louisiana border right there, Texas, Arcana. So right now, nothing super crazy. We'll go ahead and put our warnings back on there too. No even severe thunderstorm warnings happening in Arkansas right now. So you guys will hopefully be okay. The most severe ones of those are going to be up here in your Texarkana area. But no severe, no thunderstorms or tornado warnings with those at all either. So the one to the south is still there, guys, on that Texas storm. I'm sorry. It is down there. For some reason, it disappeared for a second. I'm not sure why. But it is still there for your Texas storm. So College Station storm saw a tornado warning a couple miles west of here. Let me check the College Station story. Yes. Okay, so that's going to be the one that you had your tornado warning on there. We'll go ahead and get back down to that one. I don't want to lose sight of those. Thank you for checking that one. So here's your College Station storm right there on your screen with your radar. You have a good hail core on that one. You have a tornado warning on that one that expires here in 15 minutes. So there's your College Station headed towards you guys. So definitely have a way of getting your warnings here in the next hour. It is tornado warned now. It does not have a lot of rotation in it, but it does have rotation in it, and we have seen this one recycle at least twice, I think, now today. So this one could be recycling. So if you're in College Station, just make sure you have a way of getting your warnings here. My storm tracker is not working today, otherwise I'd put it on there for you. Might try to restart my radar here in a second, but let me see if I can get this for you. So there's your at least direction of where it's headed to. It looks like it's going to be headed to just a little bit south of College Station. So hopefully you guys will be okay. But again, this doesn't have a lot of tight rotation in it, but it could be recycling. So have a way of getting your warnings there. Huge hail core threat. So if you have any pets outside, you do have a wind threat as well, at least with this 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So if you have anything you don't want to blow away, just make sure that you go outside and tie it down now, and so you're not out there in the lightning as well. So you do live south of there. Okay, well that's not good. So we'll stay with us here, and we'll definitely check it as it gets closer. We'll make sure we get that information to you guys if anything does happen down there. If we have a warning that goes off, you'll hear it live in the air. I won't miss it either. So we definitely will make sure we get to that for sure. Thank you for the subscribes, guys. I hear them in the background. That's always good to hear. Let's see here. Let's go up to those two severe thunderstorm warnings that we were watching. There's your Shreveport storm right there, Louisiana storm. Good line of thunderstorms if you're to the east of Louisiana there. No rotation in there right now, which is good, but you can always see that brief spin up, so just make sure you have a way of getting those warnings. Be ready to go to your safe place if you do get those. I know we had some people watching from Monroe, so there's Monroe right there. The purple is just radar folding, so nothing to be concerned with that either. Radar folding just means that the radar is not sure what's there. So, but those are your Louisiana storm. Let's go back over here to these storms. These are the ones I'm mostly concerned about, besides our tornado warning down to the north or south. And these ones look like they're super kind of unorganized. This one up here looks like it's trying to develop into something. I've been watching it for the last probably 20-30 minutes here, and definitely a possibility. So we'll see what happens with this one. Hopefully it stays underneath there. It's just going to be to the west of Jefferson. So we'll keep our eyes on that one as well. Getting closer to that radar as well. So definitely getting some inflow there. That's going to be crossing the US 290. Let me look at something real fast. Not super high rotation in the storm, but definitely some rotation. So we'll keep our eyes on that one and see if it goes warned or not. But you still have the severe thunderstorm warning with that one. That one's going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for, let's see here, golf ball sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts into that Jefferson, Texas area. And then the other one right behind it is going to be for 60-mile-an-hour winds and $half size hail, I believe is what it said there. Yeah. So we'll turn our hail cores on. There's your 2 hail cores right there, just right outside of Gilmore, just to the west of Jefferson. So that's where you're seeing your threat at there. Okay. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Let's go back down to our tornado warning storm down there because it's the only one we have. Let's see here. Get in on that one. Make sure it's not recycling. Very, very, very loose rotation in there. So we'll see what happens. Let's put it in motion, see what we're getting with that one. Still rotating over there by Miniverb. So if you guys are in those areas, you guys are still underneath the tornado warning. You still need to be in your safe place. By Nerva, I'm not sure how to say it, but that's where your tornado warning is at right now. Headed into, let's see, the Milano area, and going to be crossing US 79 here in the next couple minutes. Why is my storm tracker not working? It worked on the other one for some reason, but not on this one, so that's okay. We'll get that figured out there. So we're going to watch that for the College Station area. Okay, let me see if I missed any of those comments, guys. I really appreciate it. What is your opinion on the Thursday or Tuesday? Do you expect it to be as active as last week? How far west do you think it will start? That's a good question, Aaron. Thank you so much for the question. I do think it's going to happen to be quite a bit of a threat for Tuesday. Unfortunately, this far out, usually when you get that much of a threat, we talked about it earlier in the stream, so I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on it. But we did talk about it. Let me see if I can pull that up for you real fast. I think I still have it up here somewhere. Maybe I might have missed that one here. But Tuesday, yes, I think we do have a good threat. I'm not sure how far west it's going to be happening yet. Haven't had a chance to really look at the models. But definitely have a threat for Tuesday. Let me see here real fast. We'll see. As I said earlier in the stream, if you're just now joining me, I try not to predict too much because weather can be kind of crazy, and even though I have kind of my own thoughts and opinions with it, I don't want to confuse the public as things change quite a bit. But I definitely, Tuesday, as we talked about earlier, definitely has a chance for some severe weather, and a repeat of Friday, I believe, is kind of what the National Weather Service is talking about. So let me see here. Just looking up something on my side, guys. I wanted to get into something too. So here's, let's see, we'll go ahead and pull it up and throw it on the screen as well. So here's your threat for Tuesday. We'll see what happens. These zones can change. Again, these circles are not absolute as well. So with those, just make sure that if you're in those areas, make sure you're getting updates the next 2 days. We'll know a lot more tomorrow. I need to go through and do some more reading to see kind of what the timing is going to be for everything. I know there was some confusion of how crazy it was going to get, and then they kind of put the enhanced out there. So we'll see. Next couple of days for Tuesday is definitely a day to watch. We'll see if it goes any further to the east or not. It's kind of a slower moving front, so we'll see what happens with that. But we'll take a look at it later on tomorrow. Make sure you take a look at my Twitter, and I'll definitely be posting updates for it as well. So that was going to be for Tuesday. Good question, though. Thank you so much. Let's see if I missed anybody else. Thank you guys so much for your comments and watching. Really appreciate it. Okay. I think I got everybody as much as I did. If I missed somebody, I'm sorry. Feel free to throw it in the chat again. Just don't spam the chat, which everybody's been really good. So really appreciate it. Thank you for my moderators already working out there. I already see that, and I really appreciate that as well. Northwest Indiana for Tuesday. I believe you have a little bit of that sliver in there for Northwest Indiana as well for the enhanced area, but these yellows and these greens, and that's what I wanted to talk about. We'll see if we can get to it here as well. I want to get back to our tornado warning as I talk about it. You guys definitely have a chance for some severe weather in Northwest Indiana for sure, so I would definitely be ready for that on Tuesday as well. Let's see here. I'm going to get back to our tornado warning that's actively happening before I forget about that, and I'll pull up something here as well. You guys are seeing that. It looks like the rotation on that storm is definitely, like I said, still there, but we'll see if it times out. It's got another, I believe, 12 minutes until it expires, and it could recycle very good. It's still got a good, healthy inflow on that storm as well. Let me check something real fast on that. good ZDR arc on it. So it's definitely still a very healthy supercell with some good updraft and some hail on that as well. So that's going to be your Texas storm. I'll leave that right there for you guys. Going to pull up something on my side, and I'll tell you what those colors kind of mean. That's what I really want to get to, if I have a minute to do that. So let's see here. I did that right before our other tornado warning just went out there on the air. Okay, I got it pulled up there. So let me go back to that real fast. So there's your tornado warning there in Texas. It does expire here in the next 11 minutes. And so let's take a look at the new scans that just came in as well. Let's see here, pull that back up. Looks like it could be trying to recycle a little bit in there. So Milano, I would be ready for this storm to come towards you as well. We'll see if the National Weather Service lets it expire, that last tick up. It's trying to recycle, but nothing super crazy in rotation. We'll see if they let it recycle or they put the warning to bed here in the next 2 minutes. But if you guys are in that area, you seem to be in your safe place. Minerva, you guys need to be in your safe place at this time. Still in that warning. Okay, so as I was saying, let's get back to this. So this is what those colors mean. As we were talking about from the National Weather Service, they're the ones that put that map out that we were just looking at for the Indiana area. And so your greens are your marginal, isolated severe thunderstorms possible. But then as you go up in the spectrum of the colors, you get more and more intense, of course. Does not mean severe thunderstorms only. You definitely have your chance of some tornadoes as well. But doesn't mean that there's none. When you get this light gray area, you have your thunderstorms. But no severe weather is expected. So if you get anything outside of this light gray area, you definitely want to be ready for some supercell thunderstorm development in your area. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Again, science and weather is not a perfect science. So definitely want to make sure you just have a way of getting your warnings if you're in that slight risk area. Slight risk is definitely something to watch for too. We had 2% chances if you're just now joining us. We talked a little bit about it at the first part of the stream, where we had 2% chance on Friday. This last Friday, and we got tornado warnings in those areas with some damage. So 2%, the green area is not something that you need to ignore, but it's not something that you need to worry about. We never want to scare anybody ever with these things. We want to make sure that we have we want to have some ways of getting our warnings that are out there, but you want to make sure that you're not ignoring it. But just don't be scared, guys. We're not trying to scare anybody, of course. But Indiana, you do have that enhanced risk, or that slight risk in your area, enhanced risk a little bit in the northwest Indiana. So definitely have a way of getting your warnings Tuesday, for sure. So that's kind of what the National Weather Service means by those maps. And we'll go back to our radar real fast, and I'll throw that map back up there again, just so we can see it again, since we went over those colors. And so let's see here. So there's your radar for your tornado warning, and we'll go back to those colors again. I'm going to take a look at that, make sure it's not recycling. Looks like it's still there, same kind of thing happening with that one. So we'll go ahead and jump back to our threat map. So this is your severe thunderstorm outlook for Tuesday, and you have those yellows through there. So you definitely have a way of getting some severe thunderstorm warnings for sure up in your area, maybe some possible tornadoes as well. So Indiana definitely needs to be a weather aware Tuesday, and that's it. So hope that answered your questions. Thank you, DS, for your question. I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you, moderators, for your help. You guys are doing awesome. Kay Body, Andrew Broadwater. I saw Linda Belkin here earlier. Really appreciate your help as well. Aaron, good to see you, Aaron Easton, down there in Texas, I believe. Okay, let's see here. Let's get the tornado warning back there on the screen. So this one expires here in 3 minutes, guys. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think it will expire? I hope it does. They did extend that severe thunderstorm warning out for it. There, you saw that pop up there for that polygon. Let's take a look at that one. That's going to be for 60 mile an hour, wind gusts and $0.5 size. Headed into the Milano area. That rotation is still there, but it's very, very small rotation. We'll see if they reissue that one. I think they're going to let this one expire, hopefully, guys, as long as it doesn't recycle itself. That's your only tornado warning happening right now, guys. So that's good. Yeah, safely in North Dallas. That's good. Had some pretty crazy storms earlier there in Dallas. Thank you for the subscribe. I really appreciate that. Excuse me, guys. So again, guys, if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. Tuesday is going to be an interesting day to watch for sure. And I will be trying to cover that as long as that storm threat goes into the afternoon, evening. I do have to work. Unfortunately, we all have to work sometimes, right? I missed my calling as a meteorologist. Should have been a meteorologist for sure. But this is fun though, because I don't think meteorologists even get to come in here and talk to you guys like I get to, and actually have some stuff to know what's going on there in the ground. Southwest Arkansas, yeah, you guys are getting a lot of rain there in Arkansas, definitely. Lots of precipitation with these storms, guys. We'll go ahead and zoom out there a little bit, kind of show you the areas that we're watching. I'm going to look at some of the northern storms that we were looking at as well. So there's your Ruston storm right through there. Still some good bow echoing on that. Some good straight line winds. Just going into the Ruston area, Louisiana. That's going to be still 4, I believe, ping pong size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Going into the Jefferson area, you have these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings there in the Jefferson area. That's for golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and the one right behind it there is for ping pong size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And I'm definitely watching that one there by Jefferson, making sure nothing happens with that one. I'm going to take a look at that one on my side just to make sure nothing's going on with that. It still looks like it's pretty messy as far as any rotation there. So still that threat. We have a confirmed, I'll go ahead and throw that on the radar up there. Have a confirmed report of major 1-inch hail there by Marion, Texas. Just the west of Jefferson. We'll throw our hail core back up there. So there's your 2 hail cores right there, guys. Pretty good size hail cores with those as well. So seeing those updrafts still happening there. Could cause a brief spin up at times. So we're definitely watching those for any type of circulation in those storms. Nothing super crazy there. That's good. Looks more scary on the base velocity there on the left, for sure. But we could definitely see something on the tail end of those storms for sure spin up as well as we're watching those. So here's a good example, guys. The 2.53-inch hail radar indicator. That's that triangle right here. You have your confirmed measurement of 1-inch hail. Again, this is the radar measuring it up into the atmosphere, and then when it hits the ground, it's usually a lot smaller, but still 1 inch is nothing to mess around with. So Kellen was having some major winds. I'm not sure where Kellen's at. We could look at that as well. Let's see, Byron College Station. So hopefully the kids, yeah, Aaron, we'll go back down and take a look at that one as well. Good call on that. Down by the Byron Station for sure. So we'll go back down there and take a look at that tornado warning storm. They did let it expire, guys, so that one now is expired. No tornado warnings tonight, at least for right now. Take a look at it anyways on radar just to make sure it's not recycling itself, but that was definitely a messy rotation down there. We did have it recycle again once before. It still got a good inflow on it, guys, just not super organized. So that's still something we got to watch. It's still, like you said, Aaron, tracking down there to the south of College Station, downward towards Caldwell. So that's good. So if you're in South College Station, and we had somebody watching there from South College Station. Definitely something you want to watch, though. Make sure it doesn't recycle on us. So thanks so much, guys. Again, as Linda was saying, this is so much easier than it was Friday, and I was able to do a little bit more some analysis with you guys. Have some fun things planned for the summer, guys. It's going to be all weather related. I have some really cool things that are in the works. I want to share it with you guys. I'm not being that, what do you call it? I'm not trying to build the suspense. I guess that's good for TV too. But I want to make sure things really come through before I get all those moving pieces together. But I know I have at least 3 things I've got planned for the stream that will be fun for sure. And maybe a 4th that could be kind of big. In my eyes, at least, it would be an absolute blast to have that happen. That I think you guys really enjoy as well. And so stay tuned for that. I'll definitely put some of my feelers out. My mods will definitely know about that when that happens. It's going to be hopefully an exciting thing. I have some contacts out there that I'm working with. That's all I can say, guys. Is I got some good, exciting things hopefully happening this summer for this channel. So not all serious crazy stuff. We want to have some fun on this channel. You know, we want to make weather fun. I've loved weather since I was younger. And when it's serious, we'll take it serious. And, you know, when we have some times to be lighthearted, like right now, we have no tornado warnings out there. It's okay to get to know everybody, kind of just chat with each other, and make it fun. So when things that are serious do happen, people are tuned in and aware of what's happening in their area, and want to make it fun. It's always about having fun sometimes too. So that's for sure. That last image there in the Milano storm that just came up, doesn't look like it's intensifying any, but it could be trying to reorganize. You can see that tail end is kind of being sucked back into the storm. So we'll see if it recycles or not as it moves further south. It's a slow moving storm, very slow moving storm. I think you said it was 25 miles an hour, which was it. So let's go ahead and jump up to the Shreveport storms as well. They're not even Shreveport anymore. I know we have some people watching from there. Definitely some straight line winds with that one, guys. So we'll go ahead. Those are your two severe thunderstorm warnings we're watching there in northern Texas. There's Shreveport there. And over here you have that massive line of storms coming through the Ruston area, heading towards the Monroe area. So this one's definitely a lot more disorganized as far as that. But good line of storms, severe thunderstorms there, capable of producing a spin up at any given time. Definitely possible on the front line of that storm. So let's see, that's going to be for the counties of, let's see, I believe it's Jackson, Western Union, Claiborne, and Lincoln counties, and Bentonville counties until, let's see, what time does that expire? 9:30 p.m. So that one expires here in another, is that Eastern time? No, that's Central time. Another 10 minutes. So we'll see if they let it expire. That's up to the National Weather Service. I have no way of telling the wind speeds here, at least on this radar. I do have some. I mean, I can see the greens and yellows here. So nothing super crazy with that, but we'll see what happens with it. Very disorganized as it's moving further and further east, which is what we kind of expected and excited to see. So, what states? Can I have a link to the Discord? Link in the Discord should be in the chat, and in the description below. I'm sorry. All my links to all my social media should be there in the what they call the link tree. If not, I think one of the mods, I sent it to them earlier. They can feel free to throw that in the chat, mods, if you have that, and I'll try to get that pulled up too for you as well. I am new to Discord, so if you have any type of suggestions for Discord, let me know. But I do have a channel there for some warnings, as well as let's see, yeah, Texas and LA. If you're asking for where we're at, sorry about that. Nanya Beeswax, I like that name. That's pretty funny. So yeah, Texas and LA. That's what we're looking at today. I'll zoom out there and give you that. So let's see here. So let me see if I can find the Discord. If mods, if you can't find it, sorry I didn't give you that earlier. We've had some issues with the Discord chat. So let me go ahead and find that for you guys. Got it pulled up on my side as well. But Discord, I got a place there if you can get notifications of anything like a tornado warning, as well as when I go live on YouTube, you should get that warning as well. I believe that did go out. Last I did check. We'll invite you guys there, and I'm going to start building that out as I go. So if you guys have any suggestions for that, let me know. I'll be glad to build that out for you guys. And again, new to that, so here, I'll throw that in the chat there for you. Okay, let's see there. There's the Discord right there. That should just come, there you go. Came through there as well. No worries, Linda. Got that taken care of. So I think I'm on Twitch as well. If you guys happen to be by Twitch or have a Twitch, let me know if you guys have seen me over there on Twitch. I think I might be live on Facebook. I'm not sure. But definitely something I was trying something new today. So maybe it didn't go through. That's okay. We'll get it figured out. But yeah, let's see here. So let's take a quick zoom out here, guys. We'll go through a couple more things as well. Watch that College Station storm because we do have some of you guys down there. So here we are. Here's Texas. Here's Louisiana, and your Arkansas. A lot of disorganized storms, even in the Texarkana area. Probably getting some thunderstorms around here by the Greenville area as well. Very disorganized stuff though. Except for down to Louisiana, Texas. And then we'll turn off some of this noise that you guys are seeing and talk about the watches that are out there. So you have your Tennessee. You have your tornado watch here. This is tornado watch. What number is this? I'm just curious. There's a severe thunderstorm. Let's see. Where is this at? There we go. It didn't come up for me. Okay, so there's your tornado watch. This is going to be in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So you see this line. Let me get my pencil back out here again, guys. So here's this line right through here, guys. This bright pink line that I'm drawing on the screen right there. I'll get rid of it so you guys can see it. The hard line on the west of that side, that's going to be your tornado watch that's in effect until 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then the one to the north of it, or to the east of there, I'm sorry, into the Louisiana, Texas area, that's going to be until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that's going to be this one right here. So there are 2 tornado watches tonight, guys. Should hopefully see most of the storms push further in east and out of this area. We'll go ahead and turn the radar back on. You can always see that brief swim up behind these storms, but it's unlikely. So just make sure you have a way of getting your watches tonight. Let's go ahead and turn the radar back on. So you can already see most of these storms. What we're really worried about is the storms down to the south. Just kind of those rogue supercells out there. But most of them are outside that area. So we can still see a couple of them pop up here. Not super likely. We're more worried about the eastern and Louisiana areas for the rest of the night. So these right here are trying to spin up. They look more nasty on this radar. And this radar is just more of a, all those colors are just basically your rain, your precipitation that's happening. So moving towards Mississippi, a little bit. It definitely might get over there sometime tomorrow for sure. But nothing that's super crazy as far as threats for severe weather tomorrow, I don't believe. Just a 2% chance, I think, is what it was for the Mississippi area, if there's anything. Can't remember. We talked about that a little bit in the stream. Hey, Rick, good to see you as well. Thank you so much. The cardboard on your windshields. That's an interesting idea for the hail. That's definitely something you can do. I've seen people put towels on there, or pillows, or egg crates, something like that to protect yourself from the hail. Let's see. What else we got here? You need views on YouTube. I do need views on YouTube, but that's okay. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it too. Trying to grow that base for sure. Towels on windshield. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I saw the towels in the windshield as well. Definitely some things out there. Blankets on cars. I saw a storm chaser, Jaden, that was out there on YouTube. Just drove through the hail core, kind of destroyed his car. Got plenty of good dents, but he's a storm chaser. That's what they do, and good for them, and thank you for them for putting their cars and their equipment through some pretty crazy hail for sure. Here's the college student life. Inflatable pool chairs on their windshield. That's definitely an interesting concept. You'll hear me during tornado warnings talk about putting like a mattress over your head, or the kids' sporting equipment. Anything you can protect yourself from vital organs from any type of flying debris is definitely something you should always take into consideration there for sure. Whatever works, right? You want to try to protect yourself from anything that could be crazy flying debris, or even the hail. You never want to go out in that stuff. That stuff can hurt for sure, especially when you're talking softball, golf ball size hail, guys. That's pretty big for sure. So these supercells right here are getting rewarned and warned and more warned. Let's take a look at those on radar, just to see what's going on up that way. But we were watching them earlier. They're trying to do something. Let's just hope they don't. Let's see here. Still not a whole lot there. It's trying to circulate a little bit, but still very, very messy and disorganized there, so that's good. Let's go take a look at that College Station storm, just because we have people watching from that area. Still severe thunderstorm watched down here. Make sure it's not recycling on us. It was trying to there brief second. But no, that one definitely doesn't have a whole lot of rotation in that. It's trying to recirculate a little bit right in there. So we'll keep our eyes on it, making sure it's not doing anything super crazy. It did recirculate once today, so it's definitely possible. It's going to go well south of College Station, I believe, as long as it doesn't slow down and push too far east. It's definitely already moving pretty slow. What is this one moving at? Let's see here. It's moving at 35 miles an hour now to the, let's say, southeast there. So, yeah, I think it's gusted out a little bit too. Definitely trying to recirculate. Let's see what the hail core on this one looks like. Definitely the hail core has definitely shrunk a lot now too. we're close to the radar. If you guys want to see a 3D image, throw it in the chat. Let me know. I can pull it up. I feel like I'm the only one that likes those things sometimes. But those are your echo tops with this one as well. So on the right there, you can see those oranges and those yellows. So definitely not a super huge supercell thunderstorm as well, but it is getting those echo tops up there in around the 40,000 foot area for sure into the atmosphere. So like I said, we're right here next to the radar. Perfect chance for a 3D image. If anybody wants to see that, we'll throw it on the screen. Just let me know. I'll be glad to do that for you guys real fast. And this is headed into the Caldwell area. Let's see, is that Burleson County, I believe? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Burleson County, down there just to the south of College Station. So, Linda Belk loves the 3D images. Okay. Well, that's enough, Linda. That's 2 versus 0 because nobody said no. So maybe we'll just try it real fast here since we're so close to the radar. We'll take a look at it. Maybe we'll try to slice the storm. How about that? Let's put it back on the base reflectivity there. Still a little bit of rotation there, but nothing super crazy. So we'll go ahead and throw the 3D up there just for the fun of it. Okay. Okay, that's 2 for 3D images. Okay. 3 for 3D if you count me. So okay, so here's a 3D image, guys. We'll go ahead and go up into the atmosphere. Not super high into the atmosphere like we saw some of the other ones. The other ones we were seeing up close to 40, 30, or 50,000 feet into the atmosphere. This one we're seeing more into the 30, 40,000 foot into the atmosphere. If you guys watch me a little bit before in the past, or if now, you'll hear me talk about a negative tilt. This one's definitely got a little bit of a negative tilt to it, and I'll show you what that means. So in future streams, you know what that means. But you can see the clouds start over here, and the base is down here, and you got that arc right there. That's what they call a negative tilt supercell. And the reason for that is your winds are coming in this way, and all those raindrops that are falling down here, guys, are being pushed further and further into the base of the storm from that wind. And so you see that cloud base starting to arc out there, and that's just showing a sign of some strong inflow on a thunderstorm. And so that's what that negative tilt means, and you can see that on that 3D image there. Those raindrops are actually not where those yellow dots are. They should be there if for a normal thunderstorm, but since that wind is pushing them into the atmosphere, that's what you're seeing that. So when you see that in getting pushed into the thunderstorm, you see those reds, and we'll bring those reds down. So that's, again, not as high into the atmosphere, but you see that wind pushing it up there. And then as you hit the inflow in the unstable air, it starts to push it up into the atmosphere, catches that inflow and pushes all that heavy rain. Of course, more rain that should be here pushed into the storm, goes up into the atmosphere, causes that high precipitation in the atmosphere, comes up, and you have all that big precipitation on a lot of the major updraft storms. You'll see the reds go way up into the 40,000 foot area, and those are some pretty big supercells for that one. This is a smaller supercell, but that's what those colors mean. Super weird analogy of that, but if anything, for the fun of it, I love clouds. You can always try to make those images of clouds, what you see in the clouds. When you're kids, you know, that fun game. But it kind of gives you a look of a rough look of what the clouds kind of look like there as well. So that's the 3D imaging, guys, for that as well. And so a lot of fun to play with. I like it. We'll try to take a slice of the storm as well, just for the fun of it. I'll show you that as well as we're looking at this one. We'll go ahead and put the slice of the storm through. And this is just taking a slice into the atmosphere. So we'll take a look at that. So there's your slice, there's your inflow right through there, guys. So you're looking right into the storm at that area, and we can kind of just drag this to the storm, see where the precipitation is going up into the storm. We can change this to our winds, see how high the rotation goes into the storm, which again is one thing that we look at on our scans kind of too, to see how high the rotation is, to kind of give you a look at what the storm looks like, and then we can kind of just swing it around. Then we'll go back to our base reflectivity, kind of just swing it around and cut through the storm that way as well. And just again, it gives you that upflow information. You can see with the debris balls sometimes how high the debris is thrown into the atmosphere, how much damage it's doing on the ground with that. A lot of times it has to be really close to radar to get good information from it, and so that's what we don't use it a whole ton, because we don't want to get the wrong information out there, but that's what that's for. It is a cool feature for sure, and a lot of fun to play. play with, but it has to be close to a radar to really get a good reading on it, and I don't want to do it just for the fun and view of it all the time. I want to make sure we get the good information out there, but we have a lot less going on today, and we're able to play with a little bit more of this stuff, so a lot more fun to do. Okay, let's see here. We'll do a quick jump around. We have some more reports of hail up here. I think we've already covered those for sure. If you guys are new here, have any questions you guys want to ask in the chat, feel free to throw them in there. I'd love to answer them for you guys. If not, we are anticipating a slower stream. It's already 9:30 Central Standard Time out there as well. So we'll let people have their knife back as things go. But if I do decide to get off here in the next couple minutes, guys, again, make sure you have a good way of getting your warnings. As always, multiple ways of doing your warnings in case those things happen. Sometimes if you have tornado warnings, the power goes out, they don't go off. So just make sure you have different ways of getting your warnings for sure. So let's take a look. Let's see, here's your college storm. This one's definitely falling apart. Last look we had of it. No good rotation in there. There's a little bit, maybe. Hard to say. Let me turn the radar off there real fast. Yeah, there's some still good rotation in there. I'm not super strong. We'll see if it recycles. We're watching it there. And then back up to your, let's see, Louisiana storms. We'll take a look at those again. Switch that over for you guys. Going into the Monroe area. Still gusting out there. Looks like they extended that severe thunderstorm warning out for this storm. That's going to be for, let's see, quarter-size hail. The wind threat looks like it might have been gone with that. Yeah. So quarter-size hail threat is the one with that. So you've lost your wind threat with that one. That storm moving into the Monroe area in Louisiana. So that's a good sign too. Definitely losing its wind intensity. And that hail threat will hopefully come down as those wind threats come down and stop pushing that rain up into the atmosphere. So that's good. But if you're in Monroe traveling on the I-20, you'll definitely might experience some hail going through there. You still have a good hail core that's spreading out on that front of that line there. So definitely something to be aware of around the Eros area. So some good hail chance with that one. But again, even with that last tick, we saw, we'll go back one spot there on the right, on the radar there. So with the last tick, we're seeing that hail core closer to the radar a little bit. It's not wanting to cooperate with me. We'll put it in motion, see if it does it for me. Here it comes. Okay, so that hail threat there, as it's getting closer to the radar, or no, further away from the radar, I'm sorry, we're getting more into the atmosphere. So you're seeing those reds intensify a little bit, but as it's closer to the radar, hard to explain, but it could be definitely less hail falling. That's confusing, I know. But we'll see what happens with it. They definitely want to be aware of the hail threat with that storm as well. So, and those storms right behind it, we'll take a look at those. Still a good hail core threat with that one. Let's see if they've downgraded this any. Just, let's see, ping pong size hail, I believe, let's see, and 60 mile an hour winds for that northern storm. Southern storm is golf ball size hail with 60 mile an hour winds. So your golf ball's down here, and your ping pong size ball, golf balls, ping pong size hail is going to be up to the north part of that. So those are your two storms there. Let's check and see if there's any spin ups there. No spin ups with that one. You can see with those for sure. So definitely something to keep watching. I think those are pretty elevated bases for sure. And if you just now joining us again, we'll go through these reports here. So some estimated hail, 1.5 inches by the public there in the Upshur area, Texas area. You have the estimated hail 1 inch in the Upshur, Texas area again by the public. Estimated 1.75 inches by the public there. Reports of golf ball size hail. And then you have measured 1 inch hail there by, I'm not sure what the Corcas? I'm not sure what Corcas means. I'm not sure. I've never seen that source before. But that's that measured inch, so 1 inch size measured for that hail threat there. So those are your major storms out there, guys. Nothing super crazy going on right now. So if you guys have any questions, again, let me know what you guys have. Justin, Texas. Linda, let me take a look at that for you if I missed that. I'm sorry. I'm not sure where Justin is at, so I'll pull it up in my Google Maps there. Handy dandy Google. Justin, Texas. I believe it's okay. No tornado warnings happening for you right now. Just at the top of my head, just knowing the areas out there. You're just now joining us. Let's see here. So just in the north of Fort Worth, you guys are in the clear. I'll go ahead and throw this up on radar for you. So Justin, Texas is going to be up here, right there. Justin, Texas, you are safe for right now. I would say the rest of the night you should be safe. You guys are clear to go to bed. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your week. Thank you for joining. If you want to hang out, you're always more than welcome. We have some cool chatters in here to chat with if you feel like it. But you guys are good in Justin, Texas for sure. So good questions. Thank you so much. That was from, who is that from? I missed it. Linda Wallace. Thank you, Linda Wallace, for being here. Really appreciate you being here. Some good cells going into the Vicksburg area. Nothing severe though, which is good. We could take a look at those on radar just for the fun of it too. See if there's any hail associated with those at all. Kind of within radar hole a little bit. We'll change down here to the Jackson radar. And we'll go back to our Dallas storm again real fast. Make sure that's not recycling. It was, had a little bit of rotation in there. Very weak though. So out here by the Vicksburg area, had a little interesting, some heavy precipitation for sure. Nothing crazy looking on radar. We'll let that load there for a second. We'll go down to our Texas storm while that one loads. If it loads. It's trying. We'll go ahead and switch to the Dallas storm real fast while that one loads, guys. You don't want to look at a blank screen, and we'll come back to it. So there's your college storm. Definitely starting to gust out. Starting to come down in size, which is good. College Station storm there in Texas. Still got the severe thunderstorm warning on it. A 6 mile an hour wind gust and quarter, let's see, half dollar size hail. So that one's good as well. Alright. So that looks like a good storm there. It did try to recycle a little bit. Still got some rotation in there. All thunderstorms rotate, guys, if you guys didn't know that. I say rotation in there, but all thunderstorms rotate somewhat. So you're always going to see some rotation in a storm. It's just when that storm starts to have a good updraft and downdraft, that's when you start to worry about the tight rotations and you get those tornadoes in there, of course. But still some rotation in there. Just as long as it doesn't tighten up, we should be fine. So let's see if our Mississippi radar loaded yet. It's taking a little bit there for a while. Okay, I think it's up there. Okay, so yeah, here's our Mississippi radar. Doesn't look as scary on this radar, for sure. A lot of radar folding, which we see a lot of, but here's that sail down there by the Vicksburg area. So that line that's going through there is just probably something that's hitting, whether it's a tower or something. You can see how that line comes out there from the radar, and you can see that sometimes with it's called a hail spike. So there's no hail there, unfortunately, on this one to kind of explain it, but that's kind of what a hail spike looks like on a radar when you get the hail spike as well, as you get that line that goes through that the radar is kind of like, what is that? So it could be hitting anything. Could be hitting a plane or something weird, and the radar is just saying that that radar beam is actually thinking it's further out than what it is, basically. So when you see that on radar when it comes to severe thunderstorms, it's really called a hail spike, and it could be a false positive for a tornado on the ground when you see that hail spike. So you got to make sure you watch for those as well, which makes it difficult sometimes to figure out if the tornado's on the ground when we have that hail associated with those storms. So there's your cell there around Mound, Vicksburg area in Mississippi. Nothing super crazy. Some heavy storm or heavy precipitation with that. I doubt there's any. There's a little bit of hail in there as well. But you guys should be okay if you're in that area for sure. Definitely have a way of getting your warnings in case something crazy happens with that, with severe thunderstorm warnings for sure. But just right in front of that line, kind of dancing in front of that line that we've seen those storms go through all night, the Ruston area. So that's kind of all your storms out there, guys. I really appreciate all the support. We'll hang with that Texas storm just because I know we have some people down there. We feel like we're getting to the end of our stream there. I want everybody to have a good night and relax. Really appreciate this threat. We're going to talk about one other thing before we leave is Tuesday. Definitely want to make sure we talk about that before we leave. That could be a potentially crazy day for weather. So let's see. So definitely losing its rotation in that one, guys, in the Texas storm. So as long as it doesn't tighten back up, we should be okay. So Tuesday, guys, let's talk about Tuesday again. If you're just now joining us, we talked about it a little bit earlier. Tuesday has a chance of some severe weather. I'll throw that back up on the screen there. We want to make sure we have a way of getting our warnings Tuesday, guys, for sure. So let me switch that back over for you guys so you guys can see this. We'll talk about the next couple days, actually. We'll go further than Tuesday because we do have a threat for we're watching on Wednesday as well. So let's get this pulled up for you guys. So National Weather Service is amazing. Of course, everybody knows what the National Weather Service is. I went through my spotter course with them last week. I do a lot of self-education myself, so definitely they do offer some cool services. If you guys are ever interested about that, maybe in the Discord I can throw that up. There are some resources for links and stuff, but they have some cool free classes you can take with them, and they're awesome to kind of follow. They do a great job getting weather information out as much as they can. They have their plates full a lot. So what radar do I use? This is called GR Analysis 2. It's a very expensive radar to get. I saved for a long time to get it. It's a great radar to have. Relatively expensive for me because I don't make a whole ton of money, unfortunately. Everything here does cost money on this channel, unfortunately. It's all self-funded. But there's other radars you can use up there, kind of like Radar Scope, as well as Radar Omega. I have Radar Scope on my phone that I use. Definitely something you can use if you're interested in tracking it. It's a lot cheaper. You can use Radar Scope on the computer as well. So if you're looking for a good radar, I can recommend both of those. All three of those are good to have. Radar Scope is a great radar to use if you just have the extra money to throw around, or if you're really serious into getting into the storm stuff. It's a good app to have, but there's definitely some good competitors out there as well. We'll see what happens. I like it so far. I've been doing this channel since January, so 4 months. I like it so far. We'll see if I keep going with it and how the future progresses with all the technology. As you know, everything updates itself the next day, so we'll see what happens with it. But so far, I'm happy with it. You can do some cool stuff with it, and I haven't had a chance to really play with it a whole ton since I got into spring, and January has been a crazy couple months for weather. It's just kind of been nonstop. So good question, though. Thank you, Kat, for being here. I really appreciate the support and the question. Okay. So here is today's threat. They updated this, as you guys saw. If you guys were here early in the stream, it was a avocado-looking shape, is what I call it. But they definitely have moved it down further to the south and the east, and you can see they've kind of increased it down there into the Mississippi area now as well. So, like I said earlier, I don't like to talk a whole lot about how storms are going to progress because they have people they pay to do that full time. And you'll get a lot of information out there on the internet, just like anything, guys. Make sure you're looking at accurate information because as fast as I can post it, the more it changes. And so that's why I try to talk a lot about it. Even with these videos, I have to leave them up there. That's how YouTube works. If you ever try to do a YouTube channel, I have to leave them up there. And if people watch my old streams, one of my fears is that they're seeing bad information because it's old information. So I just try not to put as much out there. I started doing that a little bit. I did do a Daytona 500, Andrew. I'm not sure if you saw that one, Andrew. Daytona 500 kind of weather update. I'll be okay with doing those as long as it's tied to a serious date that we can kind of date it. But trying to talk about that. Anyways, going into today's chance of severe weather, it did change since we've even been on the stream. And so this is for today's chance for tornadoes. And your overall threat, you have your wind threat as well and your hail threat. So definitely still threats going into the evening hours. You guys, you just need to be aware if you're in those areas to have a way of getting those updated warnings. Okay, so that's the risk for today. Tomorrow, here is your marginal threats for severe weather. And again, the green is just thunderstorms. You can still see severe weather happen in the green areas, light green areas over here into the Utah, Colorado area. But definitely something you want to make sure you're aware of, at least bringing an umbrella with you, right? And you can still get the lightning strikes of some thunderstorms as well with those. The dark green is the marginal risk. You have a chance of marginal risk of severe thunderstorms. This is what they call the convective outlook, kind of just putting everything in the one map. And then you can go through the tornado threat. You have the 2% there for the same areas in Dallas tomorrow, and this system moves into the Alabama, Georgia area tomorrow for a 2% chance of tornadoes. So make sure you have a way of getting your warnings. Probably won't cover this tomorrow, But that's what that's going to be as well. So, hey, Jonathan, good to see you. Have a good night. Really good to see you. Jonathan, hit me up later. Hopefully everything's going good. Haven't talked to you for a while. So Jonathan's a good friend of mine from Arizona, actually. So thank you for jumping in there, Jonathan. Want to definitely hear how you guys are doing. Okay, so that was going to be for Tuesday. I'm sorry, this is for Monday. So there's your threat for tomorrow. So definitely have some chances for tornadoes and wind tomorrow, and some hail threat tomorrow, up into the Illinois, Indiana, and Arkansas area, even for hail tomorrow. So two tornado warning, guys. Look at that.
West Central Caddo Parish in northwestern Louisiana.
Hey, it decided to go.
Parish in northwestern Louisiana. Southeastern Marion County in northeastern Texas.
New tornado warning, guys.
Harrasing County in northeastern Texas.
Okay, so new tornado warning, guys, right there in the Louisiana area city. We had somebody in Olive City that was watching, or I'm sorry, Oil City that was watching earlier. So if you're in Oil City, you need to be in your safe place now. As you now have the new tornado warning up for that area. Let's get that pulled up there on radar. You guys are seeing it live right here on radar. And we'll get our radars back there. We were watching this one. We'll switch back to the Shreveport area radar. So this is going to be for the counties of Bossier, Caddo, Harrison, and Marion in Louisiana. And that's going to expire here at 10:30 Central Standard Time. So if you're in Oil City, I know we had somebody watching. Hopefully they took my warnings and my guidance and had a way of getting their warnings. If you're still there, let me know. But you guys need to be in your safe place. Go to your safe place first, and then if you haven't a chance to jump on here, you're more than welcome to ask questions. But if you're still in that Oil City, I'm not sure who that was back in the stream. But as this radar is loading here, guys, it's taking a little bit to load. I should have had it pulled up there. We were looking at some of those storms down in Mississippi. But as this is loading, I'll tell you where this is at exactly on my other radar. You guys will probably see it here in a second. But Oil City, so the rotation is going to be just to the south of Oil City, actually, which is good. About ready to cross the highway there. Looks like it's pretty over some open area. Mooring Sport, I believe, is the area. There we go. The radar just loaded there, guys. So it looks like a brief spin up again. Not a lot of rotation in there that we're seeing for sure. But we'll see what happens there. Yeah, not a lot of tight rotation, which is good. Could have just been a brief spin up that the National Weather Service saw. I wasn't there to look at it, and we didn't have a radar pulled up for it. But Blanchard, you need to be in your safe place. New Heights in your safe place. Going into the northern part of the Shreveport area. I'm sorry, North Highlands, you need to be in your safe place. Let's see if my storm tracker's working. There's a storm tracker. It's working, guys. I don't know what it was doing earlier. So go ahead and straighten that up for you. About ready to cross the State Route 1 and US 71 here in the next probably 10 to 15, 20 minutes. So if you're in those areas, you need to be in your safe place at this time. So that's northwestern Louisiana, just right over the border there. And that was the cell we were watching earlier, guys. It was trying to spin up, and it finally did. It finally did, unfortunately. So never a good thing. Let's see if we can get down to another one. The one right behind it is definitely trying to spin as well. But usually what you see with these storms, except for Friday, we had two of them right side by side. They try to duel for the energy in the atmosphere, and one of them usually wins out, usually the southern storm. But we'll see what happens with that. So some still good inflow there around the Mooring Sport area. So that's your tornado warning, guys. If you guys are new here, that's what a tornado warning sounds like. So when it goes off. See, again, that one expires there at 10:30 Central Standard Time. So we'll stay on the air probably until this one expires. Again, it doesn't look like it's super tight rotation. Going to be to the north of the Shreveport area. And if you know anybody in that area, or if you're in that area, let me know, and I'll be glad to take a really close look at that one as well. But what I want to do is I want to get back into our storm prediction area for that Tuesday storm, because we were talking about that. We'll get that wrapped up there. So let's see. We'll go back to this, and let's see here. Getting this switched back over, guys. Okay. So again, like I said, if I'm on the other screen, we will hear the tornado warnings happen live here on the air. If you're on the Discord channel, it should have just posted in the channel that says tornado, I think it's called tornado warnings, I believe. And so that should post there, and I can probably try to pull it up there for you guys as well. So thank you for the subscribe, I really appreciate that. Okay, so this is going to be for Monday. Those are all your marginal places. We have the tornado threat for 2%, wind at 5%, and then your hail all the way up into the Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana area for Monday. So Tuesday is the day it's going to be setting up for, guys. And again, 2 days in advance is when we can see all of the actual threats that are broken down by the National Weather Service. I'm going to look at it. I've got to look at my all this fun mumbo jumbo down here. You guys are more than welcome to read through it. It might not make a lot of sense to you guys if you guys haven't taken any weather classes. It still doesn't make a whole ton of sense to me. Even though I've taken a lot of the weather classes, I do understand quite a bit of it to make sense. There's other places we can look for like models and stuff that change all the time, guys. And so I tried to get a lot into this, like I was saying. But those are your threats for severe weather on Tuesday. Looks like all cards are on the table: hail, wind, and tornadoes. We'll see how that progresses for Tuesday. And then as this moves out for the 4th day outlook, you can see that threat moves further and further to the, come on, stay on there, further and further to the north and the east. And we already are seeing that 15% chance up into the New York area, even Philadelphia area. And that's for severe weather. We don't know what that's going to be, whether it's tornadoes or hail or wind. We'll see how that goes. So let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, Tuesday looks like it could be a repeat. Raging country, it could be a repeat of Friday. Hopefully we're gonna get nothing. But if you guys go back and watch the stream, you'll see how the threat area increased. And I posted all on my Facebook page how it increased day by day, even up into Friday morning before that whole thing happened. This last Friday, it just kept increasing. So. Definitely possible for it to increase. It's also possible for it to decrease, which is what we're always hoping for. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on it for sure. Okay, let's see here. Moving down here. Okay, just making sure I'm catching all your guys' comments. So awesome, very cool. Street report stations, local weather stations are a great place to get information as they get that information to you guys. They're maintaining their focus on it. So let's go back to our tornado warning that's out there. So those are the next 4 days, guys. I wanted to talk about that. That's the college storm there. There's our tornado warning that's happening right now. Take a look at it. We're not seeing a lot of tight rotation on these storms today, guys, which is good. Very, very broad rotation in there. So let's see, this is going to be moving into the, let's see, crossing US 71 and let's see, State Route 3 as well. You have the hail threat in there of 1.25 inches radar indicated, so that's definitely a possibility. We saw I think the reports with this hail system, right behind it, of the estimated we went through earlier in the stream. So there's your tornado warning. Get a hook echo on there. Some good inflow on that storm. A little bit of a hook there. So, but nothing super tight, which is good. So I do kind of want to talk a little bit. I'm not going to go. I've thought about doing a video on this in the past. I might still do one. We'll see how things go. There's a big box. We'll call it a big box station out there that everybody knows to get their weather, and that's all their station does is weather. And you can get it through TV, and you can get it from other places on your phone, stuff like that. So where I'm going with this is I did take a screenshot of it around the Rolling Fork, Mississippi storm that happened, and right before the Friday storm that happened, that big box channel was charging for the information that I'm giving you guys today, and without that paid account, you had to pay a subscription to get the information. I am not a fan of that whatsoever. That station is very well in their money. They don't need to do something like that, and that's why I do this, because my whole point of my channel is getting the information to you guys in lifetime, in real time, and making sure you guys have as much information you guys can to be aware of what's happening in your area. Again, we don't want to scare anybody or make anybody panic, but just aware of what's happening, and we'll never, ever, ever, I promise you, ever charge for any of this information as long as I'm doing it on my channel. I will never charge for getting you guys information for anything that could be life-threatening. That really irritates me to see a national channel do that. There's just no reason for it. It's all free information, and there's no reason for people to do that. So something that I just wanted to talk about. I will never charge for it. I don't care if my goal is to not make this account huge. I would love to make it huge. If it does make it huge, I will be grateful for that. But I will never charge for it if I ever get to that point. I do this 100% donation for free, for volunteer, to make sure that everybody's safe. And that's the only reason I do it. There's no reason to charge for that information. And I did take a screenshot on it, and I don't like to call people out, because I'm not a person that likes to start drama. So I thought about doing a video for it. I haven't done it, but I'll just talk about it right here. Maybe just put it to bed. We'll never charge for it, and I think it's a terrible idea for charging for anything that's weather related that could be potentially causing lives. And in the rolling fork situation, those people didn't have enough time to get the warnings. They weren't charging for warnings though, by the way. This is like 2-3 days in advance. They were charging for what might happen. So just making sure I'm clear with that. They were just charging for what might happen, but the earlier we can let people know, the more they can get their plans into place. They can check on the elderly and their neighbors, and so just making sure that that's information's out there to everybody should never be paid for. So that's my soapbox, guys. I'm getting off of it. Okay. Just wanted to talk about that. We'll never charge for it, guys. So our tornado warning is in effect here for another 30 minutes for Bossier and Caddo counties and Louisiana. Caddo County had a tornado warning when I first came on the air. And so they're getting another one, so they're probably a little tired there with the tornado warnings as well. So something to make sure, if you're in those areas, to just keep getting those warnings, because you have that cell right behind it that could spin up anything as well. So we got that here live in the air. So thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to watch this one time out. We'll take another look at the college one down here in the south too as well. I don't think it's going to be hopefully wrapping up anything crazy. And then we'll watch this one die out, and then we'll see where we are from there. So, sorry for getting on my soapbox, guys, there. That gave me a little bit, kind of pushed my buttons there a little bit. Again, I'm just not that type of person, but yeah, so still getting a little bit away from the radar, but no good rotation on that. We'll look at the threat of Florida again down there by the, just now to the, let's see, where is College Station? Or College, is it College Station? I forget what that was down there. Yeah, College Station, just to the south of College Station. Moving super slow, guys. But definitely something to watch for the 60 mile an hour wind gusts, $half size hail. And that's going to be around the Caldwell, Tunis area. And that had the severe thunderstorm warning on it, but it had a tornado warning on earlier, which is what we were watching for. I believe one of our watchers, I think it might have even been one of our moderators that had some family down there by the College Station area. So, okay. Let me do one other thing. I think those are the only ones I'm really watching now. They did just extend that severe thunderstorm warning out again, guys. So that's going to be for the new counties. We'll read the counties off. Why not? So that's going to be for the counties of Eastern Burleson County. That took all of about 5 seconds to do, I think, right? Until, let's say, 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, okay, Linda, yeah. Linda down by the college station. I think everybody should be okay, hopefully, down there by the college station. So thank you for our moderators. Thank you, Linda Belk and Andrew. Really appreciate it as well. So, all right. So let's go ahead and jump back up to our tornado warning. We're going to watch this one time out, guys. Again, I appreciate you being here. Getting close to the end of our stream, hopefully, which means we're kind of losing our chances of tornadoes. Again, just because I get out the air doesn't mean that we're not going to have tornadoes the rest of the night. Make sure you have a way of getting your warnings. All right. So this rotation is going to be going just to the north of Brownlee. South of Benton is where this rotation is going to go. Let's see here. We'll zoom in there for you guys so you guys can see that. So your rotation is going to be right up here in the Benton area, and it can travel up and down this line as it gets more disorganized and organizes into a straight line. So it's definitely something around that area. So yeah, absolutely. Around the Benton area. So very loose rotation though. So definitely something, we'll watch this one time out, hopefully. Nothing super crazy. Over here, as you see these images move, you guys won't see what I'm clicking on the screen, but I'm looking up higher and higher into the atmosphere is what I'm doing to see how high that rotation goes into the atmosphere. And you see it looks more pixelated as well. And I'll explain the pixelation a little bit too. I had a question about that the other day, about why does your radar look so pixelated. I'll explain that here in a second too, so don't forget about that. But on the left there, I'll switch it to, we'll look high and higher into the atmosphere. But that rotation doesn't go super high up there. It does rotate, like I said, all storms rotate. But hard to explain that part too as well, guys. Okay, so why does my radar look so pixelated? Let's go ahead and drop this down to one pane, and I'll show you that, because some people say, hey, your radar looks really pixelated. And I'll explain that to you here in a second, why that looks that way. Okay, so here's your pixelation, guys. And what the radar is doing is it's looking for basically images that come back, and they measure it, and a whole bunch of silence. I don't understand. I don't really care to understand it. I'm not a radar engineer. I don't really have any interest in that. I'd love to read them, but not how they actually work, you know, exactly. I know the basics of it, right? So, but they look pixelated for that reason. But here's the thing, is I can actually smooth that out to make it look more like your weather station. So if I click on this button here, it looks a lot less pixelated, a lot easier for you guys to see, but we lose data when we do that. It kind of smooths it out and makes things look pretty, but we lose data when we do that. So I leave it on the pixelation mode. Whoops, I just got rid of that, clicked the wrong button. I leave it on the pixelation mode myself, just so I can see stuff. Just a preference of mine. If you guys, the other radar that I use is more of the, what you see on your National Weather Service radar, more of the smooth images out. But you lose information and data that helps you make sure that you guys get that information. Do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord, Raging County. It's just now being built out. If you look up in the chat, I believe it's still there, but if not, let me see if I can drop it in the Discord for you. There's my Discord right there. Thank you for asking. Love to see you over there. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Yeah, Nightbot is not working tonight for some reason, mods. I appreciate you trying that. I set him up, he's ready to go, but for some reason he doesn't want to be on our stream tonight. He must be asleep. It must be nighttime for him, I guess. I'm not sure, but I promise you, he'll be up. Nightbot will be up here to help you guys. And our mods are awesome. They're copying and pasting things and watching things. They were busy a little bit tonight, so that was good to have you guys here. I wouldn't be able to catch all that stuff. So, but there's my Discord. You'll be able to get notifications. I got some tornado warnings in there. Let's jump into the Discord too. We can do that. But back to what I was saying with my radar, you lose that imaging. So the one that you guys see me use sometimes right here is more of your new station radar. We'll call it. I don't know. It's more to see what's happening at a quick glance, and it's more smooth. But the more technical radar, I can turn that mode kind of back on what you're seeing here. Let's see on this storm. But I like to keep it off because we lose the data. It's just like kind of the white areas in there. It's just a preference thing. But it doesn't mean it's a cheap program. It just means that I like it that way, and that's how I like it, so I can see things. So broad area of rotation about 65 feet, 200 feet off the ground. Yeah. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and put it back in dual pane mode here, guys. Alright, so there's your rotation here, guys. We have another, I think, 25 minutes on this storm until it expires, and then we'll go from there. What was I saying? Oh, let's look at the Discord. Everybody has been asking about the Discord tonight, so that is new. Been working on that a little bit. I'll pull that up for you guys. Let's see here. Open Discord, and if you guys are on the Discord, El Martinez, your power went out. Where are you at? I think you should be okay, hopefully. Tell me where you are, El Martinez, and let me know if I can help you see something. Sorry to hear about your power going out there. Again, another reason we do this, you know, people's powers go out, their TVs go down, and they can jump on their phone, hopefully, and maybe see some images on YouTube, not just a Weather Channel app or something. So let's see here. See if I can get the Discord up for you guys, since you guys were asking about it. You know, let's not do the Discord, but let's look at Discord. The Discord's in the chat. If you guys want to jump into a Discord, you guys are more than welcome to jump in there. If you have any recommendations for Discord, feel free to let me know. I'll be glad to try to build some things out for you guys. You guys can put the weather that you're seeing in your area. Feel free to drop the pictures in there. And then severe weather discussion. If you guys want to talk about some severe weather, you guys can talk offline amongst yourselves. Just keep it safe, family friendly, guys. That's another thing with the channel. You know, I don't want to be super crazy with this family friendly stuff. I'm okay with some stuff. I used to work in a firehouse, guys. I mean, It's kind of like working on a boat. I'm used to hearing things, but I want to make this a family-friendly channel only because I know a lot of younger people use these channels, and I want to be if they had the opportunity to jump in there and look at things, um, I want to be able to do that as well. So I want them to be able to get in there and feel safe there and have their parents feel safe so they can get those warnings out to people. That's what the whole point of the channel is, guys. Um, Let me see if I can do one thing. I might try to. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to look at my Discord channel, guys, just because I have other stuff open. I don't want you guys to see a bunch of my stuff, which is okay. But if you guys have a Discord, go ahead and take a look at it. And you guys, they're pretty self-explanatory for the rooms. And if you have something you want me to add, I'll be glad to do so as well. So, hey, Kelsey. Hey, Maddie. Kelsey is my sister-in-law, and Maddie would be my niece. So, good to see you guys as well. Okay, let's see, let's go back to our tornado warning you guys are seeing. That's still on the screen there. I want to break that down for you guys, but that's still the last one we have tonight, hopefully. We'll be on my stream at least, and we'll hopefully things quiet down a little bit for everybody. They can have a good start to their week. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. What did I do this weekend? See, we were going to go miniature golfing last night with my parents, but it was so busy we decided not to. So we just kind of went around and walked around some shops and stuff. Yesterday we went for some drives, kind of hung out. I was exhausted. If you guys were here Friday, I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning covering the Mississippi storm. So funny enough, Saturday morning, if you guys were here, Saturday morning about 7:15, I was out of bed and felt pretty good until about noon, and I kind of hit a wall and took about an hour nap, and then went the rest of the night. Slept really good last night. So surprisingly, I was able to go through and had enough energy to make it through. You guys did an awesome job keeping me going too. My moderators were great. And there for me, so I really appreciate that. We'll go ahead and bounce down to the College Station storm too, guys. I know, Linda, you have some family down that way as well, and so we'll take a look at that. Thank you, Ayla. I think if I'm saying Ayla right, really appreciate your support, and I'm glad you're happy with the service. I'm glad I can help. That's what I'm here for. I've always had a weird thing for helping people since I've been young. I don't know. It can be a curse sometimes. No, I'm just kidding, but. I also want to, maybe eventually, I don't like talking about myself, but I could tell you guys a little bit about my background on some other streams, maybe. This is not the me channel. I definitely don't want to take up time for myself, but I have a lot of experience with storms. Loved weather since I was younger, and been in some areas of some storms, some disasters areas with some things, and so I definitely have an understanding of what happens in these areas and with severe weather and just disaster zones in general, stuff like that. And so, but love weather since I was younger. Someone asked me when I was 7 years old what I was going to be when I grew up, and I said a weatherman. So look at me. I mean, gosh, 30 years later, less than 30 years later, I'm kind of fulfilling out my childhood love and always been out there standing in the rain, been that weird guy. So no rotation on this one, still at the college storm, so that's good. So we'll go back up to our tornado warning. Let's see, so, but definitely we'll be glad to share it with you guys, kind of my background, and maybe show you some of my images and pictures that I've been able to do, and some stories if you have some time. If that's something you guys want to hear about, let me know. Be glad to tell you guys some stuff. So let's see, tree down into a house in Willow Lake Suburb Division, near the south side of Cross Lakes. So I'm not sure where that's at, but thank you so much for letting me know, Raging Country. I really appreciate that. If you guys have any pictures of anything, feel free to throw it in the Discord, or on Twitter, at the Weather Check on Twitter. We'd be glad to do that, and look that up as well. And just kind of where you guys are hearing your stuff from, let me know if you can put a source with it, just so I can make sure it's an accurate source, and I'll be glad to relay that to our viewers. So, let's see, behind that storm, no rotation really there. Definitely the front storm's beating that one out. So, and again, kind of getting to the end of our streams, guys. Really appreciate it. Still have 40 people here watching. Really appreciate it. And we're just kind of waiting for this last tornado warning to die out. Hopefully nothing crazy goes on, and we'll go from there. We can go to the south there a little bit and kind of look at that tornado warning happening, or not severe thunderstorm warning that was pushing towards the Monroe area. Probably well outside Monroe now. We still got the severe thunderstorm warning for that area in the middle of Louisiana, right there. That's going to be for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I put the wind gusts back on there. It was quarter before, or hail threat before. So, but that's going into the Rayville area as well, but no spin ups there. So that's good. Definitely could spin up at any time, but it's getting close to the Mississippi area as well. Yeah, Shreveport definitely got a lot today, but it could have been a lot worse for sure. They got the 2 tornado warnings. I think they're Caddo County had 2 tornado warnings today in Shreveport area, so they are getting a little bit. All right, you guys are awesome. We went through the threats for Tuesday. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure you get the notification. Make sure that bell. YouTube does this weird thing now. With the bell notification, you have to click the bell notification, and you have to select all notifications instead of like some notifications. I don't know what the criteria is for some notifications. So if you guys want notifications when I come live on the air, any channel you're watching, make sure you hit that bell notification. And if I upload a video, you'll get that notification. Discord again will give you a notification when I go live on the air, making sure that you guys get that information. But yeah, prayers to Shreveport for sure. Making sure everybody's okay. No reports of any injuries as I've seen as far as yet. Nothing been confirmed on the ground today. We did have one confirmed down on the ground before I came on the air earlier down in South Texas. I haven't heard of any reports of damage down there. We had some chasers down there that did confirm it on the ground. South of Texas, about southeast of the Dallas area. No reports that I've seen as far as anything that's been any type of injuries or anything, so that's good. A lot of injuries, a lot of damages for Friday. Looking back on that, I posted a lot of the destruction that happened on Friday. Want to keep those guys in our thoughts and prayers as well. There's not a city that's tied to it, so we can't what they call politicize it, right? We can't make it a public name, kind of like Rolling Fork, and we love Rolling Fork too. They got hit really hard. But like just everybody on Friday that was affected, we had that theater collapse, which I saw a video of that and retweeted that on my Twitter. That was terrible. I could only imagine. Saw one guy on there that was just like, "Oh, my friend, where's my friend at?" And he luckily was standing in the crowd next to him. But just for those pure couple seconds, the terror that the guy must have been feeling in that area, in that theater was just terrible. But everybody that was affected, thoughts and prayers go out to them. And that's one thing I want to do with my channel too, is eventually give back to those communities. Definitely have some things in the work with that too. For sure, I'm not sure how much I can talk about that live on the air. We'll see, but I can definitely post it on my social media accounts as that starts to come into fruition. But might be able to be boots on the ground for some of these places affected, if I can say that for sure. That's definitely going to happen here, probably, depending on how the weather does things and my opportunity to go. I will definitely be boots on the ground eventually here this year. So as long as the time and the stars align, that's going to happen. So that's one of my goals with this channel, though, is just to give back to the communities and people affected. And as the time goes, people forget about these places, but they are just affected forever. So definitely something we want to watch. So we have that rotation right there in the folding area, the purple folding there. So we'll keep our eyes on it, but this one expires here in 14 minutes. And so we'll see how that one goes, but it's definitely shrinking down there. So that's our only tornado warning. They let the severe thunderstorm warning expire with that one, so that's good. Let's check a hail core on that one as well. Still got the hail core there. It definitely looks like it's shrinking down a little bit, so that's a good sign as well. Let's check our ZDR arc. We still have a good ZDR arc on that. And ZDR arcs are hard to explain. I won't go into that on this stream. I'm already put myself asleep, so don't want to let you guys be asleep as well. So Cross Lakes is in the Shreveport area. Okay. I'm still not sure if I'm seeing all your guys' messages. Let me see if I can figure it out. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I just was able to switch it back. So I got my messages figured out now, guys. So thank you so much. If I missed anybody's comments, I really apologize. To see. But yeah, Cross Lakes is in the Shreveport area. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. It's so hard. That's one thing too, is doing these streams. So many weird names that are out there for cities and the counties for sure. And then from there, a lot of the cities have the same share names across states. So like, for example, like a Waynesboro, there was a Waynesboro, Tennessee, and Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. There's Like we have Wichita. I thought that was Wichita, Oklahoma or Kansas. I'm not sure. Wichita Falls, Kansas. We had the one that was Wichita. I think it was Texas. So they just kind of all kind of run together. Sorry, just replying to something there, guys. Okay, so yeah, so that's the hard part, is just covering all these, keeping all these counties straight, trying to pronounce them. I'm always good with anybody uh, letting me know how I mispronounce things, because it gets that information out there more accurately, so feel free to throw it in the chat. I butcher the names a lot of the times on these sometimes, so especially when things get crazy. So that's going to be a busy spring. It's already been a busy spring, yeah, absolutely. We're going from a what they call a neutral pattern in the we went from a La Nina to a neutral pattern. I believe we're going into the El Nino, if we're not already there, pattern. Um, so we'll see how that affects things. It's a very active situation for this winter already, and then into the spring. We had, yeah, Friday, someone was talking about it, and I didn't talk about it a lot Friday. We had blizzard-like conditions up in the Minnesota area, and we had severe storms down to the south of there. So just that weird polarization as the temperatures are changing in spring, you know how that goes. We get to start to see those fronts collide and cause severe weather, and then snow on the back end, and just crazy how things work. But weather is still a science that we're not fully understanding how tornadoes even form. You know, we're getting better at predicting them by the radar within minutes, but it's still hard to predict how tornadoes actually form on the ground. And you'll see, like, a lot of the storm chasers that are out there will drive into them trying to get the information, put like those probes out in front of them, and it's hard to even get those out there to position yourself for it, to get that information and really study it consistently, because there's so many different factors that happen with it. So yeah, so that's an interesting part of that too. So let's see, we're still waiting for this one to die off, guys. So looks like we still have some good rotation in there as well. Going into the Princeton area, that place got hit. I think, was it Princeton again? Princeton, I think it was Arkansas. Was it Arkansas, Princeton, or was it in the Iowa area Friday? I was so tired, I don't remember. But there's a Princeton somewhere up in that way. Maybe it was in the Iowa area. So another one of those towns that are just kind of the same names. I'm not sure where it was. They didn't get hit, I don't think, in the Shreveport, Louisiana area Friday. So different Princeton. But going into the Princeton area, we'll put the storm tracker on there, guys. We haven't done that. This is the second time tonight, which is just feels weird. I'm about ready to cross the State Route 528. Will be where your rotation's at. Going into the Dixie Inn area in Louisiana. So have your severe thunderstorm warning out there in front of it. Going into the Rayville area. So let's see, this is still the tornado warnings for Bossier and Caddo counties. Nothing's been updated with that yet. We had a storm right behind it. That's going to be for the counties of, let's see, Marion, Harrison, Upshire, and Gregg. So that's going to be your counties for there as well. Yeah, exactly. Going to turn into more of a straight line event. It's been trying to for a while. It's that one behind it that's, you know, kind of was trying to steal that energy away, and now I think it's going to start turning into that straight line event. You can already see it. We'll put it in motion here for sure, so you can see that hook out come through. Let me see if I can draw it out there for you guys. So right in, we'll do it frame by frame here. Let's do it that way. Okay, we'll pause that. So when we say it's kind of gusting out, it's kind of not gusting out, but it's going to be more of a straight line event. So here's some images back. These are old images, guys, so just making sure we make that clear. But here's your inflow of your wind. As the storm pushes more this way, you have your winds at inflow, and if you push forward, you'll see how that wind kind of stops pushing further and further north into the storm. And as we jog it forward, you can see that that kind of stops. That notching there starts to go away, and it starts to become more linear in this way. And your winds still are going in this way. They're still coming into the front of the storm. But you have a lot more of that wind coming out there, and it could still notch out a little bit, like that last scan kind of showed a little bit there. I'm not sure. It's still got a little bit of an inflow there, but it's starting to become more linear, and that's when you start seeing that bow echo look with the straight line wind gust like we're seeing going in through middle Louisiana, which we saw with that last storm too. So that kind of makes sense. It's getting into that environment. and it kind of becoming more linear as it goes further and further east. So good call on that one, raging country, for sure. So, but that one's we'll see how it goes. We got the tornado warning still in effect. Make sure it doesn't notch out there. Yeah, very hard to. I'm not familiar with this area for sure. But we covered on Friday. We covered some into Tennessee, and I'm familiar with that. I have lived in Tennessee for a couple of years, so I was familiar with those. And even some of those names were kind of strange. Trying to report those, and I didn't live too far from them, but that's okay. I love geography. I always have since I was younger. So okay, let's see what else we got here, guys. See if we got any new tornado discussions out there. We can take a look at that too. That's up there. Making sure nothing's sneaking up on us. Nope, they shrunk the tornado watch area, which is good. You saw the College Station storm down there to the south. We'll take a look at that too here in a second. I don't want to forget about that. Let's see if we have any new message discussions out there. We do have one down to the south there. We'll see what this is going to be for. Just doing some reading on my sides, guys. This is a new outlook concerning, let's see. So this might be for tomorrow, maybe even into tonight. I'm not sure what that's going to be for. I haven't had a chance to read through it. That just kind of popped up there. So this area right here, if you're in this area, just be aware of the weather and check out my Twitter's, Facebook, just in case something happens. I'll do my research on that one here after I get out off the air, but nothing super concerning with that now, so that's good. So nothing super crazy out there. Lots of precipitation up into the Arkansas area. No crazy storms out there, so that's good with that. So we'll watch this one gust out there, guys, in Louisiana. We'll take a look at the College Port storm as well. Bounce down there. That one's still coming a little bit more linear. Trying to do. Oh, that's wait. Hold on. That's the. Sorry about that. Let's see. I'm looking at the wrong radar. You guys are seeing the right one. That one's nothing. Okay, so that one down there, well south of College Station, still going to keep moving south there, maybe a little bit more east as it starts to slow down. Let's see if it's picked up in speed any at all. That one's going to be moving, let's see here, 30 miles an hour, so it's been around the same size. So the hail threat's gone with that. So hail threat's definitely shrunk with that one as well, so that's good. So that's the College Station there, Linda, so your family is good. Yeah, it's hanging around down there, but it's definitely nothing super crazy. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one there in Louisiana. We'll see. Hard to see with that one, that last scan, like I was saying. That's why I was looking at the wrong one there when I was talking about the College Port storm. Definitely got rotation in there. It's still trying to notch out there. That's the thing. Hopefully that straight line win eventually, but that's that notching there we're seeing. And we're seeing the rotation in there. Still got the hail threat. That one's going to be, expiring here in the next 4 minutes. So, and I can actually read through all our warnings. Let's try it, guys. I haven't done this for a while in the year. So our only severe thunderstorm warnings out there are for Burleson, Texas, which is down there by the College Station area. In Louisiana, we have Franklin, Morehouse, and Richland counties. That's your severe thunderstorm warning there. And then the Louisiana, Bossier, Cadeau is our tornado warning. The severe thunderstorm warning there in Burleson does expire here in the next 3 minutes as well. We'll see if they extend that one. They can definitely extend it out. Louisiana, Franklin, Morehouse, and Richland until, let's see, that one's going to be until 11:15 Central Standard Time, I believe. That might be in, Central Standard Time. I get confused with that Eastern Standard, Central Standard, where that line's at sometimes. But that should still be Central Standard Time there, so 11:15. And then, let's see, we got a new one pop up there. That's the new severe thunderstorm warning there that we were just talking about for the Dixie End area. That one just came up. So the Bentonville, Bossier, Calibor, and Webster, that's just a new severe thunderstorm warning there. That just popped up there on the screen. You saw that come up live. That's going until 11:15, and then your tornado warning, Bossier and Cadeau counties, and that one expires here in 2 minutes. So, yep, severe thunderstorm warning with tour tag issued. So, We'll see if they drop that tornado warning or extend it. They're probably going to drop it with a new severe thunderstorm warning. And what that means, guys, is basically if a severe thunderstorm warning with a tag of a potential tornado that could spin up at any given time. And so you just want to make sure you have a way of getting those warnings again with those storms. That one definitely, last image could have been intensifying a little bit, but nothing super crazy, at least on radar. Good rotation on it though. Thank you so much, Raging County, for being here. I really appreciate the help with that. Always happy to talk weather with people, of course. So I try to keep it as low as possible, so people that don't understand the weather, but also happy to talk crazy weather stuff too, as much as possible on the chat. So definitely seeing a little bit of a rotation in there. We'll see if they extend this one out. So it's here in the Dixieland area. You guys are knowing it's a severe thunderstorm warning. For sure. The other one expires here in 1 minute, and we'll see what they do with it. Wouldn't be surprised if they reissue it though. So even with that, guys, I really appreciate your support. Still have 37 people up here watching. I really appreciate all you guys being here. For sure. It's been a slow night for weather, but that's a lot of fun for that as well. So yeah, tornado warning just expired for that area. So slow nights are fun because we get to do a lot of the cool, fun things that we were able to do here on the stream. And again, stay tuned for summer, guys. I'm excited for summer. Next couple months are going to be very fun for the channel, I think. So make sure you guys have that notification button. Click subscribe. You guys know all the drills with the all the social medias, Twitters and Facebooks. I don't need to tell you to subscribe. If you haven't done that already, you're not going to, but really appreciate it. Discord is going to be there. We're going to keep continuing to grow that one out. Love to get to know everybody. So good to see everybody. Thank you so much, guys, for your day. Thank you for our moderators, Linda Belk, Andrew Bogwire, and Kay. Thank you guys for being here as well. And thank you for all you guys watching. It's been really good. People like Raging County, Aula has been here. We had some people earlier. Kelsey, always get to see Kelsey. La Martinez, Beezy came by. Thank you, Beezy, for being here as well. Just different people through here in the chat that we've had all night. Guys, it's really been good to see you guys and get to know everybody. And thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. So, no, you're good. My grammar's terrible, so no big deal with that. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, really appreciate it. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter or on Discord. We'll see you guys around. Definitely, if you're in the areas, make sure you guys have ways of getting your warnings tonight. Just because I'm out the air doesn't mean that the severe threat is gone. They could reissue this tornado warning here any minute, as we're seeing that kind of that uptick a little bit as we were talking about. But those things can always spin up at any given time. Get a tornado warning, guys. Can't cover them all, but that last image was encouraging. They kind of downticked there as well, so that's good. But anyways, guys, let me know if you guys need something. Tuesday, guys. Tuesday. Make sure you have that notification. If I'm able to cover it, I'm not sure what the timing is on it yet, but I'll be here Tuesday to try to cover that for you guys as well. So make sure you guys have a way of getting your warning Tuesdays as well. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate all the help from everybody. Thank you, moderators. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you later. Always do your weather check and make sure you're taking care of each other, guys. Have a good night. Be safe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.